Well, thank you for being here with us today. We are Legends of Vantris, and we'll see you in the mists. So after all, 'twas kindness that calmed the beast. No matter how sour we're feeling, sometimes all we need is a pick-me-up and to turn over a new leaf is a little help from our friends. But then again, if y'all think that the power of friendship alone can save the day in this dark land, then you clearly haven't been paying attention. Well, at the very least, maybe it's bought our new sinful saviors some time, as poor little Hugo gets a brief reprieve from his familiar hell. As you look around this room, you have Hugo has just calmed his fears for a brief moment, long enough to look up at you shocked and blurt out that it's not the Archbishop that has Zephyrine Mirabelle, but it is, in fact, the gross pigeon woman that everyone finds so attractive that has her. And just as quickly as he blurts out the words, you see his eyes alight in fear as he looks down and grabs on to the small train set that Jericho had just given to him. You see his lower lip begin to quiver as he begins to start shaking. And then he looks down and you see tears pouring out of his eyes as he pulls the hood even further down over his head. He begins to shake. Bad, Hugo, bad. And you watch as he smacks himself on the arm. Shouldn't have told them that. Bad, Hugo, bad. And he cries and cries and cries as he rocks and holds this small train in his arms.
My arms are wrapped around him as to the best of my ability. I know he's a massive
Yes.
dude. And so I'm just going to rock with him in silence and just sort of let him feel that he's not alone if I can.
Roll a persuasion check at advantage.
Ooh. Good thing about advantage, I'll tell you. I'll have a dirty 20 on that.
At first, he attempts to shake you off. As you can see, he just keeps saying the words, bad, Hugo, bad, 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 over and over again. But you don't let him shake you free. As you hold on to him, you begin to rub small circles on his back, and he continues to cry and he continues to sniffle, but he stops fighting you. He almost leans into you a little bit, and you can feel his shoulders kind of collapse a little bit. He is clearly very emotionally distraught. And that is what he does.
I'll hum softly and sort of look at the others that, like, I'm otherwise preoccupied unless you need me for something.
I will turn my back on Hugo and the bell and walk to the edge of the bell tower and look down towards the prison and the jailhouse where the Inquisitor is, and put my hands on the bell tower ledge and snarl. I'm very angry. How could we have been played like this?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Certainly. I knew that woman was up to something, that she was evil, but I can't believe I allowed her to play me like this. I've underestimated her severely. My perception is a 16.
You look out over the city and you can see what appears to be small groups amassing in cloisters all around the main circle. And I'd say you can see that very clearly, because you're up at the top here and it's not that far away, that William Van Brunt is clearly up to something.
Ugh.
But it doesn't seem to be important enough for your eyes to linger, as you have a target, and that is the jail, or the goal. As you look over towards it, you see that though pigeons are flying all around the city, they are swarming around the jail.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder at the rest of the group. It's the last thing that I do. I'm going to separate that witch's head from her body.
Well, now, the good news is at least you didn't fuck her. Oh, is it too soon?
No.
Sorry.
That's an understatement, Briggsy. You're right. God knows what would have happened if I'd fallen to temptation. Disgusting creature of the night.
Is he still ringing the bell?
No. The bell, there was enough momentum. The bell's still swinging. It's just clanging at a much slower rate. But it is slowly. You imagine you've only got maybe 5 minutes or so before it completely stops ringing altogether.
In this moment, as Hugo takes the toy and Lethica is embracing him, and I guess if the bell is still kind of ringing, I'll switch my attention from Hugo. It'll step back, and I'll see Hugo having the train that I love so much, and then getting a very tender hug from Lethica. And I will I'll kind of maybe flash up and flare with kind of that demonic envy, and imagine probably Hugo being flayed alive. And then immediately, that was my dream, right? That was the vision. I'm going all in on this. And then I'll stop.
And I would say that every time the bell gongs, you all for a second feel almost overwhelmed by that sin that you saw in your dream. For just a split second, Marius, the rage as you're looking out at the pigeons swarming around the jail is almost overwhelming, enough so that the hold you have on the stone at the top of this bell tower, your grip is enough to crack the stone for just a second. And then as it quiets, you feel yourself freed from that wrath. But all of you deal with this for just a second.
Well, maybe on second thought, I could probably take that. Never mind, Hugo. You're not a half bad fella. That train there is mighty special and only for good children and otherwise. So you're a good fella.
I'll turn around to call myself.
Hearing you say, I would roll a perception or a persuasion check.
Me?
With what you're saying to Hugo, yeah. He is very clearly almost completely broken. He feels it's clear that he feels like he's let down the only person that he cares about, or he believes cares about him, by giving you information that you didn't have. And so he is tolerating Lethica right now because her kindness is so pure, but he's really struggling, and it's easy to see that.
I got a 13.
He looks down at the train in his hand. Hugo bad, Hugo no deserve things, and he tosses it into the corner, and it doesn't break, but you see that as it lands, you see him wince as he looks towards it sadly, almost as if afraid that it was going to, and then you see him sigh in relief as he sees that it didn't break. But his lip trembles and the tears continue to pour from his eyes as he reaches towards it and then smacks his hand out of the way. He is not good enough for this gift, this nice, kind gift, this pristine toy. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't believe he deserves it. And he pulls his hood down over his head just a little bit more, as if trying to hide from all of you.
What are we going to do?
Well, Hugo ceasing to ring the bell is a good thing, but he cannot stay here. His life will be in danger if he doesn't follow whatever he was told to do. But this thing not ringing is probably for the best.
I think you're probably right. I'll go towards the bell, and I assume it's pretty big, but would I be able to slow its sway from...
You could try to.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Break an arm or some shit.
I will try to slow the bell
Oh, no.
unless Andy's face tells me
Roll,
otherwise.
roll an athletics check.
Fool.
Are you just grabbing the middle of the
Athletics
bell, or are you like
contest.
grabbing the
The
rope and
bell's
like
like-
pulling against?
I'm just giving it a
How are you
DC
doing?
to see how well
I would
she's
try to
able
like, kind of, when you're trying to stop a kid on a
It
swing.
rips your arm out of the socket. I'm
You
just
if
kidding.
you like
I
run
know.
from direction to direction with it,
You're yeeted out of the bell
terrible.
tower.
Terrible.
You shape change into a gorilla.
Athletics, you say?
Yeah, I think it's at athletics. You, I will say you grab onto the bell and you try and move with it, and Hugo lets out a roar as you touch it, and you jump back, and he's loud and he sounds angry. No touch bell! And you jump back and you're not able to slow it that much. He seems very, very protective of it.
I'm sorry.
And as this happens, you hear from far off beneath you a door open and a very familiar voice. Hugo. It's the wrong voice, but Hugo. You better ring that bell as I have ordered you to do. I don't hear it ringing loud enough, gargoyle. Do not make me come upstairs. And it's probably the loudest and most forceful you've ever heard the Archbishop before, and a loud slamming of a door. Lethica, in your arms, you can feel Hugo shaking. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know whether he should stand up and begin to ring the bell, but he starts inching towards it, constantly looking back and forth between you and the door. Must go. Friends must go. Hugo in trouble. Hugo ring bell. And he's wringing his hands. He looks horrified.
He's right. We can't stay here. And we can't stop him from ringing that bell if that's what he wants to do. And I certainly don't want to endanger his life. If we can't convince him to run, which I don't think he will, we have to get out of here.
I don't mean to doubt, but how do we know that we can trust what he says?
We can't. But we at least have a lead. And if he's right, and if what we're seeing, and I'll motion to all the pigeons around the jail, are any indication, at the very least, that's where we need to start. And hopefully we find Zephyrin.
Well, he's just saying, I agree. I think we should just leave him here and keep having him do his thing. And we have a way in, too. Which you anyway, we described to you the whole cellar excursion. The only problem is that there's this gate. It's very tricky. So we're going to have to figure out how to get through that gate if we want to hope to sneak our way in and take her out.
Worst case scenario, I'm not beyond blowing in the front doors and taking on a full-on assault.
Back to the gate. Just came from there. So tiresome.
Well, I suppose that most of the guards are busy out in the city trying to keep peace, it seems. Hugo, how you doing there, big fella?
Hugo bad.
No, you know what? Don't.
And as you look to him, you see that his crying is so verbose that snot and tears have matted on his hood and are now stuck to his face, and he's trying to peel it off and he's trying to wipe it clean, and he sniffles and tries to breathe, but he can't catch his breath, and he just looks as pathetic as they come.
Hugo is not bad.
Hugo bad.
You may feel that way now, but I am here to tell you that is not the case. If you want to ring the bell, do it because Hugo wants to. Listen to yourself. If you are hurting now, that is not because you are bad. It is because you are confused and sad.
Hugo
Work through those
hurt
emotions.
man because Hugo got stabbed. Hugo okay, Francois not okay. Hugo bad. Hugo tells secrets.
May I help you with your wound?
Yes. Hugo hurt.
I'll lean down and I'll say a quick prayer to myself and channel
magic of my Dark Lady. My hands will flash in a moment of shadow, and I'll cast Cure Wounds. And he'll enjoy it.
He's significantly taller than you, and you reach down to place your hand on the clearly open wound on his leg, and you begin to heal it, and you watch as the dark, shadowy magics almost writhe together and stitch up the flesh. And he looks down almost in shock, a bead of snot dripping from his nose, and he sniffles it back up. And as you look up at him, I need you to roll a history check.
Interesting.
13.
Okay. You look up into Hugo's eyes, and they're clearly brimming with tears, but there is pure trust on his face. The healing that you've done to him, the comforting that you have been doing and working with him has clearly worked. And it is at this moment that you feel a big glob of tear fall on your cheek, but it didn't come from his eyes. And as you look up deeper into his hood, you see that Hugo clearly isn't half or hill giant. But where there should be nothing but a forehead, there's a large bulging eye. And though you've only read about these entities in books in your travels, it is clear that Hugo is half Fomorian.
Half what?
Fomorian.
Fomorian?
It makes sense that I'm correct. Is he a Cyclops? How do you spell that?
Fomorian.
He has his normal set of eyes and a third?
Yes.
Oh shit! I didn't understand that. Got it. He's a Triclops.
Hugo, I've done what I can to heal your pain. The rest is in some ways up to you, but you are strong, I promise. I see great strength in you. And you have friends.
Hugo has friends.
We are your friends.
That's right.
He looks over to you, Jericho, and then he looks towards the train, and you see a look of sadness and want, but he doesn't say anything to you. As his lower lip quivers and he turns back to you, and he kind of nods, Lethka, and he says, Hugo has friends.
And that can be our secret.
I wouldn't give my prized possession to someone who wasn't my friend. And so you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Friends have friends.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Hugo stands up, and he looks down at his wound, and he runs his hand along it, and you see a smile on his face at first. And then he reaches down with his large finger, and he boops you on the nose. Fermento. Unlock magic lock with voice. Fermento.
You have helped us a great deal. Thank you, Hugo.
Friends, be safe and come back and see Hugo.
As soon as we can.
He reaches down, he picks you up, and he holds you to him and squeezes you. It's kind of painful. You feel like if he squeezed a little bit more, he'd probably crack your spine. And you're getting snot all over the side of your robe as he just rocks back and forth. Thank you. And he puts you down. And then you hear a door open beneath you. Hugo, ring the bell, gargoyle.
I think we have to go.
He drops you quickly. Friends go.
Let's go.
All right, just down the way we came, eh?
Yes. I'll just, motion to the rope.
I'll start.
And while they're climbing down the rope, I'm going to do a really awesome anime slide down the thing, like one hand, both my feet, and I'm vengeance. I'm ready to go. I'm fucking wrathful shit. I'm sliding down the bell tower.
Hugo begins to usher you towards the edge, and you hear that the door does not slam. You instead hear the footsteps, the hurried, heavy thuds of the Archbishop's footsteps as he begins to climb up the probably one story of this tower that he's heading up to. As Hugo begins to push you out and help you over, some of you he picks up and sets on the other side. And then he immediately grabs the rope and begins to start ringing. And as he does, you all feel overwhelmed by your respective sins for just a second. But you feel like being in here and being so close to the sound itself that you've almost, you've resisted it enough that even though it still lingers, that it's not going to be able to overtake you the way it has the rest of the city. And you begin to descend.
Just before I descend, as I'm crossing the threshold, I'm going to just whisper as quickly as I can to Hugo, "Hide your new train toy." And then I'll descend down.
You say this, and so as you begin to descend, you hear the footsteps of Hugo as he lets go of the rope and begins to rush to the corner to grab his train, just as you hear the door opening. And you hear the voice of the Archbishop. Or I would say some of you are probably high enough to even look in. You see as the Archbishop makes his way into the room, he is he is in his finest regalia. And in one of his hands, he has a large pink frosted pastry, which looks to be in the shape of a heart. Clear bite marks taken out of it. It's filled with a raspberry custard of some sort as he bites into it, chews and licks his lips. As he watches Hugo walk to the corner of the room to retrieve his new train. And you watch as Hugo stops. And he looks down. "Hugo, ring bell." The Archbishop taps his foot. He takes one more bite as he licks his lips, getting frosting, coating far outside the perimeter of his lips. As he looks towards Hugo and he says, "You have not been ringing the bell like I asked, Hugo. Have you been playing with toys?" Hugo bows his head. "Have you been crying, you pathetic, weak thing? Ring the bell as you were told." And you hear as his boots stomp on the stone. "Is this the toy you were playing with, gargoyle?" "No, I was cleaning, Hugo, cleaning." "I told you you had one job," and you hear the sound of the train cracking and crunching beneath the boot of the Archbishop. Hugo lets out a yell, almost like a wail of a beaten animal. He's clearly heartbroken at the sight of this train being crushed beneath the boot of the Archbishop. "Where did you get this thing? It's far too clean for the likes of you, Hugo. Do as you're told and you will be fed. You will be loved. You will be cared for. Continue to disobey me. And we might have to see how you would handle being alone. You wouldn't want to spend your nights in solitude, would you, Hugo?" "No. Need friends. Need you." "Then ring the bell, Hugo, and do not stop." And with a loud stomping, you hear as the Archbishop turns from Hugo and slams the door as he makes his way back into the cathedral. Hugo, not realizing that you're still so close, lets out another wail of sadness, and you can see as he rushes over and grabs the pieces of the broken train, and he tries to put them back together to no avail. His tears once again start pouring out of his face, and you hear him say, "Good luck, friends. Hugo miss you."
I let Raoul know.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose this is fine. Get him, Virgil.
He makes his way back to the bell and begins to ring it.
Yeah.
And with that, the bell begins to ring again, and it is the only sound loud enough to drown out Hugo's sobs as he cries over the loss of his friends and the loss of his train, as he continues to ring the bell. And you all steel yourselves, knowing that as awful as the situation is, that your best way to help Hugo is to deal with the situation at hand, and that there is something far more sinister in this land, and she resides within the jail. and you all are easily able, I'm not going to make you roll for it, you're easily able to scale down the side of the cathedral, taking the similar path, taking a similar path to the one that you had taken up. And thank you, Hinatsuka, for the twin!
Thank you.
Use Zamora 70 for the
Oh, and another
Holy
You're
smokes.
just spoiling the shit out
For
of
Mace's
us
face
tonight.
hairs. This one's for Mace's face hairs.
Oh, nice. Okay. The one before was for Derek's plea. I guess for his medical bills.
Thank you.
Now he can afford one ibuprofen.
I need so many more than that.
So when we get to the ground,
We climb back up and kill the bishop.
exactly.
Can I kick some ass?
When
we reach
you
the
make
bottom
it
of
to
the
the
tower,
bottom,
we pull out the Jenga
you are on the side of the cathedral that leads off into yet another one of those small, dark, and dingy alleyways. So you can easily dart into it. You'll have cover to do what you need to do and make your plan going forward.
Well, we've learned a lot from Hugo. Hugo's a lot more perceptive than we give him credit for. I wonder why that is. Being kind of got a hood that obstructs his vision.
Oh, and so I would say, Lethica, the little bit that you know about Fomorians is that they do have that third eye, and that grants them the ability, or the luxury of true sight. And so it is through that eye that he was able to distinguish what Mayville looked like.
Oh.
And so I relate.
And
this
that
to the
Fomorians
party.
are fey creatures.
Did everyone see the eye?
No, just you.
He has- he's like
He
one of those
always
hoods,
keeps
right,
his
that,
hood
like-
on, and so it normally covers
yeah.
the tops of his eyes. But because of how close he allowed you to get to him, and that you were right down here fixing his leg, when you looked up, you were able to see up into the hood and see that eye.
He's like Thelonious from Shrek. He has that like leather executioner's
Yeah,
hood, right?
kinda.
That's like, yeah, okay.
Jericho, I think he sees much more than any of us realized. He has a third eye.
Can he see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Right.
I cast inflict wounds on Jericho at a third level. Is this what it feels like? When everyone RPs with Caprice, is this what it's like?
Your patience is admirable. Because you were setting that up before we got deep. I hate you. I hate you. Your patience is
You
admirable.
just see the look on his face when he's like, "You've activated my trap."
That's exactly right.
Yes, Jericho. He can see why children love this cinnamon toast crunch.
Gosh, he really
everything.
can see everything.
No, you don't understand. He's a Fomorian. He's not half giant.
He's half Fomorian.
Oh,
He's half Fomorian.
so he's not like one of them half gross hill giants.
What's that?
I don't know what it is either.
Well, a Fomorian is...
Oh, a fey
Actually,
giant
I really would.
with a magical eye. That's crazy.
Huh?
You don't say.
You know what?
Fallen or
Roll a history check at advantage.
because I'm
because
technically
of
Fae.
Yeah. That's why I do it at advantage.
He certainly wields an awesome power.
And we have our way into the jail.
Femento? What was the Femento?
Fomorian.
Vermintol.
Vermintol.
V...
Like vermin. Toll. Like, wow, those vermin sure do take a toll.
Like Vermintide, the video game.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
vermintol you like I'm vermintol him.
Don't make me vermin toll you again.
Wow.
Well, Gar.
Yeah,
What did
that's
you
the name
get?
of the coven.
Very
I
Vermintol
got a
coven.
14.
There you go.
Oh,
I
really?
would say that's enough. You you've definitely heard of Fomorian. I don't think you would know any more than what Lethica's read in her
I
books,
was
but you would be
remembering.
familiar with Fomorians, or at least have heard of them.
It's gross.
We have much, perhaps even to learn from Hugo about his history, and I hope to get him out of that place and out of the command of the Archbishop as soon as possible. But I think we need to head to the jail straight away.
Well, that explains why he's so lumpy. You know. Anyway, we should really get going.
We can't
Yes.
really do. As long as we all agree that when we come back, we're going to kill the Archbishop.
And,
Well,
and I'm going to repair his train.
Well, I mean, that seems like quite a leap.
If Hugo knew the High Inquisitor was the hag, would that not mean that the Archbishop knows as well? And he's in league with her?
Possible he doesn't know.
Well, Hugo himself said that everyone thinks she's mighty pretty. And if he's mostly talking to the Archbishop, then I presume the Archbishop thinks she's mighty pretty, given the old loving in a tavern cellar by the Aerosmiths.
Exactly right. I mean, look, the guy's not a nice guy. He's a dick, obviously. But, I mean, he might be, does he even know why he's telling Hugo to ring the bells? Maybe it's some kind of charm. Maybe it's some kind of, hag spell.
I would agree.
You don't think Hugo would tell him? Seems to be the only person he trusts aside from us.
Or maybe he's like, oh no, Hugo, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. She's real hot. I don't want to feel bad about, me, having fun.
Being a dick.
Being, sticking things in certain areas that maybe might seem questionable if she was a horrible, disgusting pigeon hag.
At the end of the day, regardless of the situation, the people in charge here have been doing incredibly evil things and killing untold numbers of people. We deal with the witch, and then justice will come to the Archbishop, whether we deliver it or not. Ooh. And I'm not necessarily saying we kill him, but justice will be served. He must pay for his crimes.
Well, here's the thing. Remember, the Archbishop, he's a member of Philip's court, right? So we can't just go murder the guy and be like, hey, Philip, we killed the Archbishop. And he's like, oh, hey, it's me. What did you do, Dad?
I'm not so fond of Philip right now either, to be honest.
We were sent here to cleanse this area of witches. If the bishop is under their command and we can't break him free, we cleanse witches.
we're trying to countenance collateral.
Let us see what happens once we have killed this pigeon witch, this pigeon hag. Let us see what has happened.
It's pig!
Pick up.
Anyway, he's a crowbar.
Pick up. Once he may be freed from whatever enchantment or hold our High Inquisitor has on the Archbishop. Once we have killed her. It is really hard to talk. I don't know what's happening tonight.
Well,
I'm feeling it too.
do you think it's some sort of magical enchantment, or perhaps a voodoo hex, or otherwise? Or is it just on account that she's got some very nice thighs? I just said it. I'm just gonna say it. She's got quite nice thighs.
I expect that it is magical in nature, but that it's probably the thighs doing the casting.
Gosh, well, it worked on me in the beginning. I'm glad that she wasn't too fond of me on account of me being a horrible, unholy construction.
On that point, I want to apologize, Marius. I encouraged you to consider the power of the position that was being offered to you, and I should not have pushed.
No, please, no one here owes me an apology. I was foolish. I overlooked the obvious. I underestimated her. I should have known. And I'm disappointed in myself. It's incredible that I still was able to find strength in Lathander, and that he is still by my side.
Let us see if we can find her, and let us be sure that she is a hag before we take any extreme actions. We only have Hugo's word on this, and even though I believe he believes what he said, we cannot be certain.
Well, I guess the question is, does that mean that this pigeon, that the High Inquisitor is also Mother Midnight?
Well, I mean, I don't know too much about hags and witches, but my understanding based on all this is that they're different.
Well, no, that's very true.
Right?
I know hags, but not night hags, but still they're similar. They're different kind of creatures than just powerful human type folk.
I mean, that begs the question. If you have 13 witches, and we haven't even seen a single one outside of the 3 good witches and the 3 hags. None of those are the witches that Philip was talking about, right?
We're not doing a great job being Philip's midnight witch hunters.
I had assumed that we had killed 2 of the witches that Philip spoke of, but that they were actually hags.
I guess we'll find out.
Either way, this land is in far deeper trouble than we could ever have guessed.
Did we get 2 more twists?
We got
Just
more
one.
Okay.
from our good friend in Hans.
Just asking.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're way ahead of
Thank you.
us.
You're the best.
No,
It's your turn.
okay. I mean, that's so be it. You know. Is there anything else to this? I'm just kidding.
Thank you for the twist.
And Hanski, you're the best. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
And Hin said, if you scroll up a little bit, this
what?
is to kill the Archbishop. Either way.
Either way.
And then as a suggestion, not a demand.
I don't know, half the party's kind of demanding it. Half the party wants to deliver some holy justice.
I'm killing.
Are we making our way through the alleys, or are
You
we
don't
just
like
standing?
Yeah.
I would
We're making our way
say,
through the alley.
I would say we're
It'll be a
moving
game plan.
quickly
We're skulking through
while
the
we're
alleys.
talking.
We're
Yeah.
working towards the cellar door.
Yeah.
And I did give Dorgrim
The crowbar,
so
yes,
that
I know.
it's, we're
I'm
ready to
keeping
go.
an eye on for the townsfolk to like make sure that like we're not provoking like because if they're fucking cuckoo bananas at this point, like
Cuckoo bananas.
I'm making sure that I'm keeping an eye out for any more skinny Dudleys or non-skinny Dudleys, any Dudley of any variety.
Detonated.
Roll a
Is what his name is
perception
now.
check for me. And I would say roll it at advantage, given what you had seen from up in the
Damn it!
in the bell tower.
One of the commoners just comes up. It's like, "Hey, masked lady, you want to have some? Get the fuck out of my face!"
26.
That actually does happen. You are on occasion. Commoners are the people of Cyril are coming up to you and trying to enjoy lascivious acts with you. You have to keep pushing them away. It's almost like they're overcome with lust, and you, at least for a while, were the heroes of Cyril, and you are a prize to be won. But what catches your eye, Jericho, as you're making your way through the streets, is that you keep hearing whispers. Whispers at first, and then it gets louder and louder. The name Macduff on the wind. Until eventually, as you're rounding a corner, you see what appears to be a large amassing of Ceruleans. And at the very center, on a soapbox, is none other than William Van Brunt and his little lackey, Percy Phipps. Phipps is passing out what appears... Percy is passing out what appears to be pamphlets, as William Van Brunt is exclaiming wildly that the horrible witch Maggie Macduff has clearly escaped the confines of the city. And tomorrow, next day, they'll be amassing a large witch hunt to head out into the forest and bring back her head. Anyone who's anyone. You want to prove your innocence that you're not a witch? Then sign up with Percy Phipps.
I put my hand on Yorgrim's shoulder
What a fucking dumb asshole.
and I'll give him a gentle but firm squeeze on his shoulder, and I will say, Yorgrim, remember what we discussed.
Yes.
You will have your chance. I promise you that.
Always aid.
Give the
Never
children
early
knives, he
grave.
yells.
I want you to take him out right now. I do.
Okay, let's go.
But we must be careful. If we draw the ire of this entire town before we deal with the hag, it may cause severe issues and extra casualties that we do not want to deal with.
Wait a minute, doesn't he know that we took care of Maggie Macduff? This how it works? Is this a filthy sack?
I don't know if the High Inquisitor has spread the news yet, or if she's intending on keeping that secret, and I don't have proof anymore. I gave her the proof.
Oh, but wait, let's not fuck with these guys. They're just peasants. They're filthy peasants.
What proof did you give him?
The wedding ring.
I gave her Maggie's wedding ring.
I wondered why it was still in my inventory.
Billy Brunt yells out, she killed your children. Now arm those that live. Give the children knives. We march in the morning.
I hate him.
Does Percy Phipps come up to us at all?
They don't notice that you're there. You imagine if they noticed that you were there, it would be a real problem.
Okay.
Percy is handing out pamphlets. He also, you notice that at his side, he has a bag that's filled with like rusted knives and cutlery and things that he's passing out to children. And he also seems to have a wooden...
rusty knives?
Yeah. He also has a essentially like a wooden clipboard that he's taking down signatures for the people who are pledging themselves to join the witch hunt tomorrow for Maggie McDuff.
Here you go, kid. Ooh, if your jaw feels tight in 3 days, let me know.
If we're unable to like just see a pamphlet or pick one off the ground, I'd like to send Virgil to fly off and like just try to get a pamphlet.
I would say you can easily do that.
Virgil, why don't you fetch it over there so I don't have to bend over? Okay, thanks, Virgil.
What you see is it basically a lot of things aren't spelled correctly. You can tell that it wasn't the smartest person who put these together.
This is very well written.
But the front of it has a rough sketch of what you imagine is supposed to look like Maggie McDuff, but she has buck teeth, a bulbous warded nose, and it says Murder McDuff. On the inside, it lists that in the morning, they're planning on meeting at the gates to march out into the forest with pitchforks and torches, and they will find McDuff. They know she's hiding out there somewhere. They'll kill her, string her up, and bring her head back to town to put it on display at the town center. And then there's a rough drawing of a human figure that says how to discern a witch. 3 teats, extra eyes, extra limbs, an extra finger on each arm, or on each hand, which is known as the witch's finger, that they float if they're put into water. They cannot be forced to vomit, so try and make them puke. If they puke too much, they're a witch. If they don't puke enough, they're also a witch. If they don't puke at all, they're definitely a witch. If they puke a little bit, they're still probably a witch. And it's all ridiculous.
Gosh, this I feel like this Percy fella might have a darker soul than even old Billy. Here you go.
I think I might be a witch.
I actually think that's confirmed. Yeah.
Fair. What? Like no gag reflex or
No.
Overactive gag reflex.
do you?
It all counts.
Do you think that you could be a witch and not know it?
Any unusual moles, a witch.
I don't think that's the kind of thing that happens by accident, Jericho.
Affinity for animals,
I'm not
witch.
a witch.
Ah, it's a witch.
This was a joke. It's kind of an inopportune time to be joking. It's trying to lighten the tension.
I like jokes. You want to hear another frog-related joke? That's all I've got lately for some reason.
Go on.
It was Jeremy the Frog's birthday, and his father looked at him and said, "Jeremy, today you become a real man frog. Happy birthday."
That's really good.
Is that it? Where's the punchline? No, I just thought of it on the spot. Thank you.
Let's try to avoid the W word while we make our way through these public streets. People are getting close and handsy.
Oh, witch.
I'll put kind of like, if anyone comes up to Lethica, I would kind of hearing that bell, like put a protective hand on her and then just kind of step in front of her. Because I assume no one's coming after this nasty thing.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
It's really the ones that they're eyeing are Lethica and Marius.
Why is that group walking with a dead
taste
deer?
of
I would like look and say, now you mind your manners and watch them hands.
Animated
Like,
taxidermy.
Virgil. And I'll turn my banjo around like a prod. Like, get out of here, you peasant. I mean, I'm sorry, but you are literally a peasant.
You're grim. Your patience is admirable. Good job holding back. William Van Brunt will get his day. I promise you.
I just don't understand why he drew a self-portrait on the front of this brochure. It's not quite ugly enough, though.
Well, I promise to stand by your side and take him down if you help me with the Archbishop.
It's at that moment that you hear William Van Brunt call out, and those pathetic witch hunters sent here by Philip Druskenwald, what have they done for this city? Worthless, talentless hacks. But no fear, Cyril, for Billy Brunt is here. And he flexes his muscle, and you see his rippling muscle in his thigh as he places it on top of the soapbox. And I will protect you from the witches. With my handsome facade and my immaculately carved body. That group of worthless hacks have nothing on Billy and Phipps. And everyone cheers and claps.
You're at least 15% body fat.
A peasant shouts.
Virgil, I bet you can't bench 225.
And with that, the cheers of the people drown out the rest of his words. He's clearly high on the attention and the admiration. And he doesn't seem to notice you as you restrain yourselves and control yourselves and make your way back out into the back streets of Cyril. And it doesn't take long before you eventually stumble towards the inn, and you do see that it is significantly less guarded. There seems to be no one around these parts of the streets. But as you look down the street towards the jail, you see that clearly more guards have been called home as they are filling the streets.
Well, if all else fails, perhaps him talking ill of Lord Druskenball will get him arrested. I don't know if this is that kind of place, but usually talking ill of the lord of the land is...
Oh, damn the people. Go ahead.
Nope.
The people of the land care too much for Philip Armor, including the guards.
He should be a bit more respectful. He's got a mighty nice carriage and suit. Anyways, he's got a very pretty wife, too. And a cane that was able to kill a gross weasel very easily. And really nice hair.
And that thing he uses for walking.
You're dead! You're dead!
I assume we steal over to the cellar
What is
door.
he in the water today?
Quippy, edgy one-liner about leverage. I break the lock open.
After 10 minutes, are we doing the silence thing, or we're just going to kick the door in?
Well, nobody's there, right?
Doesn't seem like there's anyone around. You looked down the street because you're not too far from the jail here, and you do look down the street to see if it would be possible to sneak your way in and just barge in the front door. But you see that it looks like the High Inquisitor has called a large portion of the guards and Inquisitors home as they are patrolling the streets around the direct perimeter of the jail. But this is far enough out; these streets seem to be deserted.
And what's the pigeon situation around this? Just like maelstrom?
Most of the pigeons seem to be swirling around the jail. It's as if all the pigeons have been called home. Something is clearly happening
You're
at
grim.
the jail.
We will get that, William Van Brunt, I promise you.
No. No.
And we'll save Zephyrin, and we'll reunite her with Colette. And although poor Francois met Hugo in the field of combat and lost very terribly. At least. I'm not one to really care about respect, Jericho. At least we'll be reunited. It will make it all better in your group. Don't you worry.
Nah.
I think that's a little too soon. I'm not gonna lie. No, sorry.
Andy is not, but Marius is stone-faced.
Seeing all these gallows is giving me the case of the gallows humor. I apologize.
Do your thing with the thing.
Is the lock on that thing?
It was. He mended it.
Yeah, he used mending to repair it.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I'm very sneaky.
Way to go.
I'm very sneaky.
And then way to go on breaking it again.
Oh, I love how chat has decided that there is starting to name the pigeon, which is familiar. Fluffy
Phillip. No, it's gonna be so much more juicy than that. What could it possibly be?
It's gonna be foul.
Hey,
Filthy
Virgil.
Philip.
I don't think it should be Philip.
Yeah.
We
We already have
but
a
I like the.
Nobody
I like
at the
Flappy.
table?
What did you say?
What?
I said it's gonna be foul.
Oh.
I even did the point, and everybody's just like, yeah, okay,
You get an
Andy, shut
inspiration.
What about Fred?
Ooh.
We haven't used
No, I think
Fred?
Crusty Charlie.
Oh, that's actually really good.
Crusty Clarence.
No,
But
yeah,
none of them
But
are
I will say they're not alliterations.
Oh, you're right.
Right.
You're right. Filthy Jasper.
we just did the whole
Oswald.
Icky
Yeah,
thing. It
never
wasn't
mind.
really.
Why are we trying to force this alliteration thing?
It just feels
It
right.
feels good.
It just feels right in my head heart.
As I watch Yorgrim smash the thing, I will say, now, Virgil, we'll keep you out here, and keep an eye out. And if you see anyone coming in behind us, let us know. And if I know you've been hungry on account of you not eating any flesh for a few days, that I know of, why don't you just go get some pigeon? Get some roasted pigeon. It's actually a very expensive delicacy in some parts of the Vantries. So enjoy. So he'll keep a watch.
He will keep a watch. And you are able to make your way down into the cellar. And as you do, you see that the remnants of the tryst that you had spotted just earlier in the day have been completely cleaned up. That there is no sign of that any further. And it takes a little bit of looking around. You don't remember the exact spot on the floor where you had found the trap door, but you are able to, for the most part, quickly look around and find the loose stones. And you are able to pull them out and show those who had not been here the descent into, or I guess that was just Marius, the descent into the underbelly of the city itself. And with the quickness, you all descend down into the subterranean tunnels, replace the trapdoor above your heads, and begin to make your way towards the gate. And it takes that 15 minutes or so before you find yourself back at the gate that nearly bested you all.
Right. Do you think you should be the one to say it?
I don't think that it matters. It might not listen to me. It might only respond to a certain person that we construct.
I think that Hugo trusted you with the comfort, and you should be the one to try it.
I'll lean close.
And I'm not saying that because I want you to get blown up or anything.
Well then, step back, Feren. You're very wise. I'll look at the lock and I'll try to get a sense. Does it look unchanged or in the same position as it was before?
It's exactly the same as it had before.
Vermenton.
And as you say the words, you all watch as Lethica's eyes glow a lilac purple. Her mouth drops open and pigeons begin to spill out of her chest. You feel incredible pain as your head explodes. I'm just kidding, of course.
I was like, wait, she didn't stop and
I
say
will say, your eyes do glow that same
distance
lilac
you
color for
relax.
just a second, and then all of you hear a soft click
Nice.
and a whirr as the gate swings open maybe 3 or 4 inches.
Wow.
We need to get someone down here with a WD-40 can. I'll tell you. We'll get that fixed right away.
It worked. That's good.
Gingerly, I'll reach up and touch the gate. and continue to open
Your
it all
flesh
the way.
melts away.
Damn it, Nikki.
And then.
Well, he looks at me like, I'm gonna touch the gate. It's a gate.
I don't know.
You've
Tell us
touched
we're
it
gonna
before.
die.
Last time
Every
he
time
got
we do
mind
something.
exploded
Yeah,
by the gate.
by trying to break the
You were
lock.
able
but
to touch it, but when you
I
tried
don't know. Hag business. I'm not checking for traps. I might as well just she could.
I'm just like, well, if you're gonna ask me scared like that,
she
then
could
yeah,
double
your
wrap this
skin's
gate.
gonna
Is all
melt
I'm
away.
saying.
Oh gosh, I just realized. Vermin toll. Like they're vermin, a centipede, a weasel, and a pigeon, and toll like the tolling of the bell that's key to their plan, most likely. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
A little on the nose. I just realized it.
Thanks, Mike.
I figured it was like a bridge toll. Like pay the toll.
Yes, some sort of payment. Passage.
Oh, that
passage.
could be it too. Perhaps the price of human sacrifice.
Anyway.
Let me try a different password. Plot.
Well, that was a great session. We'll see you next week at Legends of Evandris. Good night.
And on the other side of the gate, there's a tiny worm shuffles forward.
I'd like to step through the gate. Oh, it's over.
Oh, she's slamming her head in the door. No!
How dare you bring him up here?
I'm so sorry.
Why is this so close to me?
Don't stand.
Don't stand so close to me. So what the hell are you gonna do?
We walk through the threshold.
Yeah, we walk
That's
in.
what's on the other side. Let's go.
At least
It's exactly what you saw. It seems to be a network of tunnels. You make your way through them, and you eventually get to a point where there are 4 different pathways that you can take, and through guesswork, etc., you choose one of the paths, and you eventually find that most of these lead to other businesses within Cyril, different inns or shops or things of that nature. And for the sake of brevity and whatever is happening here tonight, you are easily able to deduce that it seems like a way for the High Inquisitor to quickly move people in and out of the jail without being detected. Things as simple as giving people the word, take your friend to the spa today. And they show up. I just made it up, Mike, all right?
I'm going to
go to the spa. A family member who believes that their sister is a witch, and so they take their sister to the spa, and they are then taken into the jail against her will, that kind of thing. It is very clearly for nefarious reasons. You see different areas where there are shackles, manacles, to keep people locked down here. You are met with a handful of doors that have the same marking on them that you are able to use the Vermintoll word to open up and traverse. And it seems like this extends quite a way through the city, but not throughout the entirety of the city. One of the things I would say you would probably look for is to see if there's a way to get to the cathedral, and it does not look like there is. They do not seem to be connected.
Does this system of tunnels, feel sewery at all or disconnected? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's smell and running down channels and
I wouldn't. It feels sewery in the sense that there are clearly rats down here. There are some pungent smells where you imagine, the guards might I would say you on occasion find areas where there are stored wine casks or ale casks where it looks like the guards, knowing that they're not allowed to drink as much, might sneak down here at night and have a party and a get together with their friends. And probably piss in the corner. So you smell that. It's pretty gross.
Why would they make pancakes?
What? I didn't say anything about pancakes.
That's what we said last time when the bishop was having sex with the horrible.
It's called a callback joke.
Wow, that was a long walk. So they're making disgusting pancake batter pancakes. And
What's all this pancake batter?
it's high in protein.
The pancake batter or sperm?
Says Lethico
The
in
pancake
character.
batter because of the sperm.
I've
And
lost
my second
control.
question.
Is there?
I fully lost control.
Is there any way to deduce like?
No,
Okay.
I'm sweating.
it's 71 degrees in here.
I think it was from the strain.
Well,
Well,
just put some
laughing.
flour down your pants in a few hours.
Han's telling us to eat pineapple for pineapple pancakes. So can you deduce what?
Oh, does the network of tunnels look like it's been handmade or like it was magically?
It looks like it was handmade.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's probably been here for many years.
So this is straight up Cyril
Yes.
underground, but it's now been enclosed
Yeah,
by.
you imagine that there's probably yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
That's fine. I'm with you.
I was thinking prohibition, a speakeasy. There's probably a
Yeah, yeah,
speakeasy
yeah.
over
Oh,
here
cool.
somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I-
Just for the hell of it.
I would like to, as we go through presumably I have an idea in my head of what Zephyrin looks like, or maybe she wears
Yeah.
like a common outfit. Just as we go, I'd like to see if there's any kind of like, we stumble across like a torn off piece of like a frock or anything that might be like, oh, that looks like a trapping of.
I would say roll an
someone's shit.
investigation check, and we'll see what you find.
Mm. 19.
You keep your eyes out, and you do find bits of cloth. You find a missing. You find a small child's shoe that clearly is bloodstained, but it's just the one. You find a pair of gloves and things of that nature, but none of them seem to be related to Zephyrin.
Do we hear anything else as we're moving around? Or does it feel...
Down here, it seems to be completely quiet at this point.
So I guess I would gesture to Marius and I'll say, well, you lead the way because you got the shield and the sword.
Of course.
And you've been in the direction, well, I guess we've all been in the direction of the jail, but do you have any sense of where the jail might be if we're trying to find a trapdoor upward?
I don't think I'd have any better guess than you would, or anyone here, other than just my general sense of direction. I certainly haven't been down in these tunnels before. I suppose my goal is, though, once we, working together, find which direction we probably need to go, either by process of elimination as quickly as we can. My hope is that if this leads up to her chambers, we get the drop on her, perhaps we can confirm her true nature while her guard is down.
There may also be some other connection down here to a deeper layer. I imagine she doesn't do all of her business in her quarters.
Right.
Chirico, do you have a sense of where Virgil is right now?
I believe I do. I think he's just at the building above the cellar.
So if you could point to him at this very moment, would you be able to do that and accurately go, he's in that direction or that?
I don't think I have a waypoint. You tell me.
You could try.
I would like to. Do I have a waypoint to Virgil? Like an arrow?
I would say using your communication ability.
Virgil.
I mean, because you could sense it like a spell. Sure.
On your heads up display.
For the sake of brevity, yes, definitely.
Oh no!
You feel like you can sense him. You have like 3 more hallways to go down, and you think that you'll be there.
Oh, that was very good thinking. We can use him like a compass.
I just thought if Virgil would fly above the prison, we would be able to use him like a compass.
Well, at the very least, we can orient ourselves based on where he is right now.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no, I think we're actually right. Oh, there's the door. Gosh.
I have led the way.
You have. Between Virgil and Marius, I would say your sense of smell. As you get a couple of hallways away, you catch a whiff of a familiar smell.
Ooh.
The perfume that was nearly intoxicating in the bedroom of the High Inquisitor.
It disgusts me now.
And as you walk closer and closer, or as you walk further and further down the hallway, it is even more aromatic until you eventually get to the end of a tunnel with a wooden ladder that leads up and the trapdoor clearly visible.
Do you smell that?
What?
I would say nobody else can smell it.
Do
No.
not, is what I meant to say. You didn't even
I mean, the rest of you can smell. The rest of you can smell urine and pancakes and other things, but you can't smell.
Oh, yes, the pancakes and the urine.
No. Behind all of that, I can smell her perfume. We're getting close. Her chambers were absolutely drenched in the stuff. We're getting closer.
What did it have notes of?
I tell him, because my nose is just that god tier.
Lavender, rose, and bergamot.
There you guys. I didn't think to ask.
That
before.
sounds really nice.
Yes.
Gosh.
So it's right up here then, we can probably assume.
Or at least we're closer. This is at least we're under the prison.
Well, following the theme, follow your nose wherever it goes, Marius.
Where do you think this will bring us up, Marius?
I couldn't begin to guess, honestly.
Did you see anything in her chambers that might hide a door?
Well, I mean, her entire bed chambers were hidden by a door. Or it was as if there was a sliding entrance to her personal chambers in her office. So it wouldn't shock me if there were dozens of entrances and doors like that all over the jail.
I would say that you know that her room is at the very top of the jail.
Yeah.
And this is clearly ground level, if not a level lower.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we're going to pop out somewhere in the jail, and we're going to have to figure out where we are. We're not going to, end up right
The
there.
Gale.
Yes, the Gale.
G-A-O-L.
The
Gale.
I would bet a large amount of gold pieces that this does not lead directly to her office or her bed chambers. It should spit us out somewhere in the prison, and we'll orient ourselves from there. But be ready for a fight.
Right. I'm gonna go up a few rungs on the ladder and just press my ear to the trapdoor and see if I hear anything.
Roll a perception check.
Yes, ma'am. Why do I suck?
I can tell
I'm
you.
gonna start averaging your rolls.
Outrageous. Stop. Derek's bullying me.
It's like 2, 4, 4, 6, 2, 2, 3, 2.
I got a 10.
Yeah, you don't hear anything. You listen, and that's kind of comforting. It sounds quiet. It sounds like there's no movement. You don't hear the sounds of boots on the floor. You don't hear anything in the room above.
Are we ready?
I don't hear anything.
When we open the door, we need to get up quickly and orient ourselves in case we're going to come face to face with any of the guards. They're not going to take kindly to us being in there unannounced.
I'll reach forward and I'll touch your shoulder. We are all together on this, but you need a little extra help, I think, and I will make you advantaged on stealth.
Yes! Thank you, Lethica. On the count of 3. 1, 2.
Okay.
There he goes. Quick, now.
You're Grim Jenkins!
Who's Grim?
And you're Grim. And you lift the trapdoor up, and you immediately spill out into this room, and your noses are assaulted with that scent, the smell of the perfume, the rose, the lavender, the bergamot. And it takes a second for your eyes to adjust. You've been in these incredibly dark subterranean tunnels for almost 2.5, maybe 3 hours at this point, traveling as they move this way and that, trying to get your bearings. And you spill out into this room, and the soft flickering candlelight is almost intoxicating, mixed with the perfume as you breathe it in. And you look around and you see that you're in what appears to be a bedchamber. And it is small, especially in comparison to the bedchamber the High Inquisitor sleeps in. But it is incredibly lavish, far more than you would expect. A beautiful red velvet 4-poster bed sits up against the wall. A heavy rosewood carved armoire in the corner. A beautiful elaborate writing desk with a high-backed leather chair. This is a beautiful, beautiful room, and it is clearly lived in, and comfortably so.
I should have taken that bet, Marius. Is this the High Inquisitor's quarters?
Not as shocked as I am to see this, and as lavish as it is, this is nothing compared to her area.
Does her smell?
Yes, very much so. It's beginning to become nauseated.
I would say roll a group investigation check.
So who the fuck sleeps here? Maybe she's got bedrooms all over the prison.
What was the check?
Investigation.
Yeah, 9.
16.
Okay.
Oh.
10.
17.
16. It's because they're
21.
listening. It's because
Dual
they're listening
16s
to
over.
it. 15.
9. Verlethica.
Farron.
That was the joke.
Devastating. It hurts me more when you do that than it does her because I'm like, yes?
Devastating.
Devastating.
That was the most dry, like, devastating.
Yeah. But you know that he means it.
With that, the group perception check was, I would say, it evened out in your favor. You look around the room and your attention is drawn to the desk where you see papers about people being brought into the jail and things of that nature, the guards rotation, etc. And it becomes clear to you that this is the bedroom of the captain of the guard and the captain of the Inquisitors. And you rummage through the armoire and you notice that it is here really where that scent's coming from, as all of the outfits they're basically casual outfits for off-duty, are just soaked in this perfume. And then you get a whiff from the bed. Clearly, the bed itself is coated in this perfume. And as you look towards the bed, it is then that you see it. Something, some form, some large shape just under the velvet coverlet that is shifting and moving. Slowly at first, and then a quick jerky movement this way, almost as if it's trying to remain hidden. But with that group perception check, I'll say you're easily able to see that there's definitely something moving beneath the cover.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Gosh, I'm already scared.
Be prepared for any horrific hag magics. It could be anything.
I'll take my... Go ahead.
I'll put my shotgun.
We don't think it's gross spider
He's a
babies
shotgun.
again, do we?
I was like, damn. I'll take my staff with the long antlers on it and take a corner into the covers and slowly whip.
Please don't be spider babies. Please don't be spider babies. Please
You
don't be
put
spider
your antler-headed staff at the tip of the coverlet and you slide it under and you slowly begin to move it up, and then quickly you toss it over, and just as you do, immediately shooting out of the bed is this 2-foot tall pigeon creature with a human face and human hands and feet as it looks at you and squeals and then shoots straight up towards the ceiling. You can tell that it's flying, but it feels like it almost propels like a rocket. And as it collides with the ceiling, it turns towards you, its neck completely rotating 180 on its spine as it looks down at you and smiles, and then squeezes through the tiniest crack. A crack that you couldn't even imagine it could fit to, and it's almost as if the bones inside of it just turn to jello as it melds its way into the walls. You have clearly seen this hag's familiar. I could tell you its name, I'm not going to.
Fabulous.
And in the moment that it flew up, looked at us, and disappeared, we were somewhat ready.
Yeah.
Can I frisbee my chakram and
Sure.
try to give it some action? Just a regular attack roll?
If you would all like to do that, you're
I
welcome
hold my
to.
shovel.
You will be rolling at disadvantage because it's insanely
I'm
fast.
too startled to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm too grossed out by fabulous Fenians.
Disadvantage?
I will say,
He doesn't stop to tell us his name.
you have met.
My name is Stinky Brian.
That's a good one. What did you say?
Perfumed Gerald.
Well, gosh, there goes Fragrant Terrence.
Fragrant Terrence.
Fragrant Terrence.
Yes, Lone, as fast as a shrew. And what I will say is those of you that aren't attacking, which is everyone else, you can clearly see the fluid stains all over the sheets of this bed.
God damn it.
God damn it, Pissy Thomas.
14.
14, that is not enough. Well, I would say you are able to throw your chakram. It does not find purchase on it as it darts out of the way, but you hear this guttural, pigeony laugh as its humanoid face, which looks so abnormal on this pigeon body, as it smiles, its teeth gnarled and yellow, as it sloops into this small crevice between the stones on the side.
Damn it! She knows that we're here.
And where it once was, there are now 6 or 7 floating pigeon feathers that slowly waft in the air.
We've blown our cover. She's certainly going to be more ready for us.
Yes,
So what do we do?
We hurry. We've got no choice. There's no point to really steal anymore.
Let's go then.
We haven't snuck up on one of them yet. The other 2 are dead.
Well said.
That's a really good point. And I have to say, I feel like I've been real hard on Virgil. I keep calling him a weird, gross bird. He's not weird and gross at all compared to that thing.
He's a bad boy.
He's like quite a handsome, normal-looking crow compared to that thing.
Let us quickly see if there's anything of value here beyond just living accessories, and then maybe we ask Virgil to go to another location and we can track him in that way.
Oh, yeah. Great idea. And I want to start just leading them.
Can I find a perfume bottle?
I would say that the smell that you are smelling is, it is clear that he's banging the Thigh Inquisitor often, and that her scent, the captain, and that her scent is all over his clothes and the sheets, and it is so much so, maybe even so recently, that her scent's lingering here. But I wouldn't say that she would have left a perfume bottle.
Is
here.
the captain's room Spartan compared? Like, is there anything that would interest Lethica, or can we just run out? Like,
I would say you probably just run. I mean, there's stuff here. He has, maybe a pocket watch.
It's stained. It's very stained.
He has a very stained silk trousers.
I'm not trying to steal. I'm talking about clues or things that are connected to the
You notice that on the bed that there are a bunch of used tissues.
Are they happy tissues or sad tissues?
You don't know. We'll never know.
And they're both.
Why not both?
We'll never know.
I have a...
Thank you for picking up on that, Andy.
Got you.
What?
Can I ask about my vestige?
Yeah, sure.
I haven't even looked at mine yet, you spoiler McSpoiler.
Oh, mine hasn't
we haven't gotten them
changed.
yet.
Yeah, they updated.
Oh, mine's not
Mine.
good.
You might have to refresh your page.
Yeah, well, I was looking at my first part of it anyway, but I'm not entirely sure how to use it at higher level. Do I expend a spell slot to use my vestige?
I have not. What is your first vestige? It was like 16 years ago that I made that.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just the DM here, Kels. I'm just running this game.
It says that at higher
didn't
levels,
exist
when you
yet.
cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, you gain 5 additional temporary hit points for each slot of level above the first. But I wasn't sure if using my vestige takes one of my...
No, it doesn't use one of your spell slots. So I would say it just levels up with you. Like if your character's max spell slot is a 7, it would do it at level 7th.
Dang.
Just because I don't care.
Let's go.
Okay.
And if I need to change it, I'll change it later, but for now it's fine.
Also, True Strike
That's
made a
helpful,
very
thank
good
you.
comment. While Briggsy's looting, he picks up one of those silk sheets, and it's actually just like, oh, this is incredibly starched. it's like a sheet of glass.
He paid extra for this.
I accidentally bump into just shatter.
Oh, God.
Before we go, then, I would tap my staff on the ground, and you would see Wicker start to kind of wrap around my arm from where I'm holding the staff and other parts of my body, and I'll cast whatever that is. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't have the name on it.
Guys-
Wicker Visage. Thank you.
Guys, don't worry.
Farron already said she's not a witch. No one's thinking it either.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, Farron already said it. She said she's a witch. I believe her.
If anything, she is a witch in training based on what Maggie asked us.
I'm not afeared. I spent a whole
That's a
evening
4.
attached to her.
Like I said, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Got her.
But yes, outside of the stiff blankets and the used tissues, there's really nothing in here that I would say that you would want to take with yourself. It doesn't seem like this is where he keeps a receptacle of his gold pieces or jewelry or anything like that.
Bridget.
It's just a boring old room.
Bridget's got all that
Let's
stuff.
get out of here. It smells like alchemy.
It does.
Is there a door?
We move
Yes.
out.
We leave.
You make your way out of the room. You're just walking out the door?
Well, let's hold on. Before we open the door.
No, I mean that's what you said. So you walk out of the door.
Yeah,
And you find that you're in a simple hallway. This seems to be a quarters or a barracks area to this jail. And you see that there are multiple doors lining the walls, and that there's another door off ahead of you.
I'll turn to Briggs as you're walking. What were you saying?
Well, I was going to say we should probably be careful before we open the door, but it's a little too late for that, and it's fine. So let's continue.
Understood. And I'll proceed.
We have 2 choices in front of us.
You have multiple doors in front of you.
Let's go through that door.
Done.
Great. You go through that door. And as you make your...
I'll take
Boom! Who's in there? Hands up!
It's like you've got your gun out and you're like...
I'm just pointing the sword at him.
Please don't hurt me. I'm homeless. I don't have any pants on. They're around my ankles. Please don't hurt me.
It smells like pigeons and shit in here.
I don't know why I should be arrested for this. Everybody in here's doing it.
A sea of 18 homeless men.
Yeah, it might be against the law, but what are you gonna do? Arrest all of us?
Please stop doing that.
They all put one hand over each other's arms and start actually river dancing and drinking off at the same time. It's quite impressive. It's quite impressive. That's a feat.
What is happening? I don't have control of this session, and I've given up.
All right, I just came up with it. I got it. This is how we're going to get the drop on the Inquisitor. You're going to send me in alone. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a very Trojan horse-esque style thing where I go in all by myself.
It's going to be Trojan something or other.
And I'm going to walk in, and I'm going to be sporting a full 10, like when I walk in, right? Uh-huh. And she's going to go, "Oh my gosh, Marius! Like, is that a?" I don't know. What would she say?
Is that a pigeon in your pocket?
Yeah, she would say, "Is that a pigeon in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?" And that's when I reach in my pants and I say, "No, it's a holy cross of Lathander! Begone, thoughts!" And then we all jump out and kill her.
Okay. All right.
That'll work. I'm sure
Perfect.
that'll work.
Dude,
And that's what.
No.
And that is what happens as you open the door. She's laying there naked, ready for you. It's not what happens.
And I pull out my holy cross.
Mistook your dick for a pigeon.
Is that a pigeon?
It's because the pigeon do its head all the way around.
Did that just squawk at me?
Hot.
This one's eating my popcorn.
This is unbelievable. What's happening?
Clearly still not ready.
Clearly, this is. So yes, so you're walking down the hall. You see a plethora of doors. I'm gonna be honest, just go in a door. So you do.
Go in a door?
You do. And I will say you explore a few of the rooms, and they all seem to be empty barracks, just places where the guards would sleep, the inquisitors would sleep, whoever's manning the jail for that particular day, etc. Similar to a hospital where they might have rooms for people to take breaks and naps between shifts and things of that nature. And all of them seem to be completely empty until you get to the door at the very end of the hallway, and you can clearly hear the sounds of laughter and camaraderie.
Do you hear that?
Yes, the sounds of laughter and camaraderie.
Oh, I hate that.
They're having fun all the while working for a filthy hag.
They probably do not know that they are working for a filthy hag.
Can I hear how many voices are behind the door?
Roll
Make it a
a
guess.
perception check. Is there an OSHA board?
Drake's asking a real question. I think that's mandated by law. What is it? Average it.
Yeah, what's the average?
Go ahead. It is 4, actually. 12. I hear some voices.
You do hear voices. So you imagine there are maybe like 5?
Okay. Well, I think that there's about 5 people behind the door.
Wow.
Sounds more like
Astute.
4 to me.
Well, why don't we just talk to him and tell him what for and say, hey, we're looking for Zephyrine Mirabelle. We're here, and you're working for a filthy hag. Stand down, men.
We could always just send him in. There's no way they've been alerted yet that we're here under ill intention. We've been invited on multiple occasions.
I
Could
would
we just
propose.
lock the door? Leave him here. Go about our business.
I think we have to get
Oh, we
through.
were going
Yeah.
through
The only way out is through this room.
The only way out is up.
Hashtag railroading. Am I right?
Thanks, Nikki.
Where did these tracks come from?
Well, these are all bedrooms, and that's probably the common area that then leads deeper into the jail, if I had to guess.
We spend a lot of time in human-made structures.
Hey,
I didn't know.
That's fair.
I mean, that's a pretty good idea. I bet a bunch of these lads have seen you walking around.
That's
These homes.
probably pretty accurate.
I think
go
they
for it.
know all of us are together and that we are looking for witches. If we just say we have news that only the High Inquisitor can hear, they will let us go.
Ooh, here's
Right.
what we do. We open the door, you walk in there, you like you own the place.
Always.
Start like commanding them around. Just give them orders and
I
stuff.
know, I'm going to show them respect.
No, they're obedient dogs.
That's fine.
Jesus.
Should we follow you?
Yes,
Latanda.
absolutely.
All right.
Please don't take his name in vain.
Oh, that's a shock, man.
All right, well, then we're in agreement. Is that all right by you?
That works for me.
And
Absolutely.
worst case scenario, if they won't agree and they choose to fight, well, then we'll be ready.
oh, and if Mary's barks orders to us and acts like he owns the place with us, then we should agree to settle that he's supposed to be in charge.
I don't think it's gonna. I'm not gonna. Just follow my lead. And I'm going to reach out. I'm gonna reach out to the door with my sword in my hilt, in the scabbard, and my shield, on my back or whatever, like I'm ready to go, and I'm gonna attempt to open the door.
You reach out and the door does not seem to be locked. You're easily able to open it. The door swings wide with really no additional noise. This door has been used on countless times. And you see a room in front of you, and there are multiple seats or multiple tables with seats around them, and there are about a total of 9 individuals in this room.
As soon as I open the door, I will loudly and say, "Inquisitors!" and get their attention, so I don't startle them, try to sneak up on them.
You hear some of them mid laughters. All of a sudden, silence. And then the sound of chairs grinding on the stone as all of these men turn to look down a hallway that they had all imagined was empty. And all of them look shocked and confused. And then you see as all but one of them, or as 8 of them turn to look at one man who's clearly more well-dressed than the others, as he sits amid a group of them. And they all turn and look at him to see what he's going to do. As he stands up, places his hand on his chin, and motions for you to speak.
My name is Samarius Renethir. We've been
You
summoned...
hear a little bit of laughter off in one of the corner.
I ignore it. I don't think you really threw me off my game.
I ignore it, however it has gotten to me.
It's slowing Andy down real good.
My name is Sir Marius Renathar.
I've got it.
No, I don't pause, okay?
Sorry!
I didn't pause.
Don't be nervous.
My name is...
Character, I pause.
My name is Samarius Renethir. I am the leader of the Heroes of Cyril. We have been summoned by the High Inquisitor, and we have urgent news to deliver to her.
Roll a deception
Make a
check.
face.
I do. I give them a baleful stare.
Do you believe me?
Deception, you said? Come on! Not bad. Okay.
Technically, it's not a lie.
Dirty
She's
20.
delivering the news that she has to die.
You
Yeah, I'm speaking the truth, sort of.
I mean, I should see.
Question: is this guy wearing lightly stained silks?
Clearly. You watch as many of the men reach for their weapons, and you watch as this gentleman, he's an older gentleman, but very chiseled physique for an old, I mean, think James Bond.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
And,
Wait, which
it's just
Yeah, Brosnan.
all of them.
Brosnan. Okay, Brosnan.
All of them.
Yeah.
Pretend like you're putting their faces together. But yeah, I was thinking of Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
He raises his hand for them to wait, and he looks towards you. So you've been summoned to do what now, lad?
Well, on more than one occasion, deliver news regarding the witches in Cyril.
I see. And you're coming into the jail through our private quarters.
I stop. Yes.
And how did you attain access to our jail through the private quarters, lad?
We got lost.
You got lost. And you happened to stumble into our private quarters?
Yes.
I'm just nodding.
I'll walk.
Please,
forward.
this is urgent. We need to get to the High Inquisitor immediately.
I need you to roll
I'll
a
walk-
persuasion at disadvantage.
But I didn't crack!
I'm sorry, it's the
I
week
believe
of-
what I'm saying!
It's more the context.
A 6. Can I?
Roll for initiative.
A 6.
I see. You got lost in a place you weren't supposed to be.
I'll step forward at this point, and I'll be right up next to Marius as I say,
Marius is being coy with his information. We were allowed access to this underground quarters area by the High Inquisitor herself.
So, were you allowed access to the private quarters by the High Inquisitor herself, or did you happen to get lost?
What they mean to say is that we came in the way we were instructed and got lost in the hallway.
Yes.
He's a man of few words, but you'd better listen to him. We've got to go, it's urgent.
I'm the captain of the guard. See, your voice is doing it to me on this one now. It sneaks up in strange ways. I'm the captain of the guard. It's happening again, but it's fine. Now all of a sudden I'm going to be Farron. Why have I not heard? It's gonna happen. I don't
Just
know
let
why
it-
I'm
let it
stuck.
happen.
I'm gonna let it ride.
This is what he sounds like.
This is what he sounds like now. Why was I not told you were going to be here?
Well, as you know, I'm sure you know, 20 of your good men rode out days ago to a mine to investigate the going-ons here, and they did not come back, for what happened to them was horrendous. Things have been tough around here, and I'm sure with all of the moving positions and filled spots that your job has been stretched very thin. It wouldn't surprise me that things fall through the cracks.
And so you were sent to help.
That's right, we have been helping.
Lord Philip sent us.
I turn.
So, you're trying to tell me that the High Inquisitor sent you in through our private chambers, but you were also, and you got lost, but you were also sent by Lord Philip Druskenvold into our private chambers?
That is exactly correct. The Lord
You
Philip,
can see that he's beginning to question what's going on here.
the Lord Philip gave us our quest. The High Inquisitor gave us access. We got lost because we were using the tunnels to avoid the calamity and chaos of the upper area. We're trying to get... This is an urgent matter. We have very limited time to prevent disaster.
Are you believing this, boss? You see some schmuck off to the side. Hush down, Carl. We know that these 6 have done many things to Cyril. And I know that this one, the scrawny one here, has, the High Inquisitor has her eye on him. And you see a bit of jealousy flash on his face as he says it. Well, if you're here to help, I'm sure I have some tasks I can put at you.
Excuse me.
Are you here to help?
Yes, of course. One of the tenants is always aid.
And I step forward, and my eyes will flash, and I'm going to kind of do a little bit of left-hand biz, and I'm going to hex him. With wisdom, with wisdom ability checks as his disadvantaged, with his are disadvantaged on him.
Look, you'll take orders well, right? We just need to get through to that other door, so we're gonna just be on our way. You all lads just stand down, and we won't bother you anymore. We'll continue on with our business, right?
Well, and we're just.
And so
here.
what am I rolling?
You don't have to roll anything, but if you roll an insight, then you would roll a disadvantage.
Oh, well, he's not gonna. You would need to roll a what's that forceful one? Why can't I think
Intimidation?
of it? Intimidation
I'm
check.
proficient in that, thank God.
Oh, God.
For Mary's sake, twist it.
Twist it.
Please, Briggsy, before I grab a mop and I begin to mop things up.
twisting it.
Murder everyone.
Thank you, chat.
That was
better.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen. That was
Might
very
not
nice.
be fated. It might be fated.
Was it a 6 or an 8?
It was a 6.
So 8 plus 6 is
14.
That's not terrible. You're also big and scary, and you have a chunk.
He looks at you and you see a look of disgust on his face. You're walking into my jail. I have no word that you're meant to be here. You're coming in through places you should not be, and giving me a twisted web of lies. And then you have the audacity to tell me to stand down and let you pass.
Well, no, he's not from around here, and he has a condition.
Clearly.
He has a condition where he says really stupid things when he's nervous, and being in your presence makes.
Is it contagious? Because it seems like it's something.
No. I'm just always nervous. If you felt these clammy, well, they're not clammy hands on account of being
silence!
metal. But I'm just saying, we're here.
I
looking for
said
miracles.
silence.
Well, I would suggest that you be quiet, and then
His
also
eyes,
tell us.
his eyes alight in a violet fire, and you immediately see his head snap to the side and shake a little bit.
Oh, what?
And then he looks to every single one of the men in the room and yells out, "Kill them!"
Yeah, knew that was coming.
All of their eyes alight in purple. They're clearly under some kind of charm. I need you all to roll for initiative.
I think if that guy,
There's not going to be any combat, Derek.
I think if that guy hadn't have laughed at you in the start, you stumbled through your head. I think we would have been fine.
Fucking Carl!
It really threw off your game.
We are
Once we realize that combat is starting, I'll draw my sword and shield. I'll look to Briggsy. I'll point my sword at the one that laughed at me and say, "I'll get him."
I think we could have had it if we just stuck to like one fact.
You'll be using the map that looks like this. So go ahead and place your character somewhere in that space.
What?
So we came in from this way, or no, from this way?
Yeah, pick one. I don't care.
I think this was probably just like
Well, that's the
long
room we were in.
hallway.
This was the room, yeah. So
Yeah, it's all the same.
And then we gotta get out. Right? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, we're trying to get out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out. And then if you can place these, just they would be all along the beds and the tables. Just put them
right next to you.
Whoa, that guy's badass.
Watchtower. Yep. You want to pass me the chemical?
There's quite a few of these guys. A little bit
Fuck
more
up my
than
map.
5.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Oh, she said 9
gotta
when we
lift
walked
up.
in.
You gotta lift
or something.
So there
Somebody
are
else
8
said 5.
guards and
Yeah.
one guard captain.
We have 10 out here. So you want it?
Should be 8 guards and 1 guard captain.
Well, that guy looks like the captain, so let's hold off.
Man, you've got one hell of a beard. And also, your
Haughty pilgrim.
Whoa, man.
Real haughty
Yeah,
pilgrim.
this guy's the captain. He'll be over here with these guys in the back of the room.
Oh no, my battle music is gone.
I'm so good at placing tokens.
You're so
Look at
good.
that. Look
We
how
just-
logically that makes sense.
We
Look
just
at that.
beatbox it.
Oh,
I almost
no.
started the video instead of changing the camera view.
Scary noises starting about.
Okay, so that's gone. So let's just do creepy tower music.
Gonna take these fools to slaughter
Actually,
like
that might not be a good one.
Oh, I see. That guy is.
you like that?
That's the guard captain.
That's the.
He looks like a witch hunter, like Victor Saltspire.
Yikes.
The flesh is weak and needs binding.
What is happening?
We'll just
over
use
there?
this. It's nice.
For Sigma!
And so yes, so with that, you watch as all of them, as he seems to lose control over this situation, the anger rising up in him, and you see as, I will say, Marius, you're just perceptive, dampier abilities. You see the head of that strange familiar creature peek out of the corner and smile at you, almost as if whatever that entity is triggered this to happen. As all of the guards turn on you, and the captain calls out and yells for them to attack. 20 to 25.
21.
Sorry, what did you say
21 as
triggered
well.
what triggered the...
familiar.
The familiar, so their eyes
I see.
flash. Well, so the captain's eyes flash purple. He's clearly under some kind of
And the familiar...
possession,
Okay.
and the
Fragrant
familiar
terrors.
seemed to trigger it when Jericho wouldn't stand out.
We do need to know which one's Carl.
Salacious screech.
I think it's going to be this guy.
Number 4 is Carl.
Shit, number 4?
Wait,
Yeah.
who's Carl?
Damn it, I gotta go
Carl's
all the way
one
over
that laughed
there.
at Marius.
All right.
I like his game as he was opening his
He's
fist.
dead.
Yeah.
So you got 21.
Yeah, so did Briggsy, so I'm just gonna go for
So you're gonna go first, and then Briggsy, and then it is going to be guard captain, and then 15 to 20.
19.
Farron.
Would you get Lethica?
Yeah, just tell me what.
I got a 12.
Oh, I got a 12.
Sorry,
So who wants to go first? And you got a 15, 19. Who? So you first.
I'll go before.
Yorgrim before
Yeah.
Jericho.
Yorgrim, Jericho.
I got a 9 because I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Oh, you asked for
That's
it.
right. Say it loud, say it proud.
You asked for it.
So with that, Marius, you watch as the guard captain calls out and tells them to kill you. And they all immediately grab at their blades, their eyes glowing that strange violet light, as they all begin to almost moan and shamble, almost zombie-like,
Oh,
as they mobilize.
I will draw my sword and shield, and with a deep, heavy sigh, Lathander, forgive me. And I will twice attack number 6, and then turn to Briggs and say, I'm going for Carl.
Carl!
Oh man, I got a 24 and a 10.
Both of the 10 does not hit.
So that'll be 1d8 plus 7. I think that's it.
And that is.
Oh no! Wait! I lied. I think I get magic sword shit. Hold on.
And you did this to number what?
Holy fire.
yeah, it's 3D
That's
or
2d6.
Oh, two extra D6. That's right.
I'm sorry, Nikki.
To which number?
It will be to number 6. One attack.
Okay.
If I had targeted with that, would it hit both of them in a 10-foot radius?
It's gonna be 7.
So,
So 12 plus 7 is 19 points of damage to number 6.
Let's get 100 points here.
You walk up to number 6 and your eyes are still on Carl, but you can't get to him through this gentleman in front of you. As he puffs his chest out and slams into you, you bring your blade down on him, doing a significant amount of damage, but he is still standing.
That's my turn.
Briggsy.
I'll say, all right, I'll get the guy in charge, and I'm going to walk across the room.
Yeah,
What did you get, Yorgrim?
Oh,
12.
Oh,
I
okay.
was just above
Yep.
Hierarchy.
I got an 11.
So I'm walking across the room to the guy that has my hex on him, and
I
Nice.
forgot you hexed him.
attack twice. And so in my hand, the cutlass will appear as I bring it down on his head. And so that is a 13 to hit and a 27 to hit.
The 27 hits.
All right.
His AC is 18.
Oh, big fella.
And the guards are 16. So, figure you should know that, so it makes it easy.
That is 19 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay. You blast into him. You're using your Eldritch Blast.
Cutlass.
Or your Cutlass.
Yep.
He takes the damage, and he doesn't even flinch. He just jolts to the side, his mouth open as he's breathing open-mouthed, completely detached from the world with one sole purpose, and that is your destruction. And it is his turn. He is... Can you change it so that it's the big map?
Yep, you got it.
Because that'll just be easier for me to see, I think. He is going to move toward... Who's in front of him? Directly in front of him?
Briggsy.
Okay, perfect. That's what I thought. He is going to make his attacks on Briggsy. He is going to... he's already used that. Yeah, because that wouldn't have helped. He is going to make he's going to make 3 longsword attacks on you.
Woo!
Does 17 hit?
Nope.
Damn it.
Never hurt Mers.
Is 19?
No. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Not today, buddy. And I'm gonna cast shield.
Okay.
I think it's wise.
Nah. I don't know. I'm up there alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll last until your next turn.
Yep.
All right. That's his turn.
All right.
Baron.
I will look towards the... Are these pillars? What are
They
these?
are
Thank you.
columns, yes.
Columns. Okay. I will just step forward a little bit. Actually, I guess I won't because I'm getting an attack. I'm gonna stay
You
where
can
I
step
am.
on top of the beds.
I think I'm already on the bed, so.
Okay.
I will look towards where the captain is over here and the 2 guards with him, and you're lucky the High Inquisitor trusts you to hold your own dick when you're taking a piss.
Whoa,
And then I'll,
what the hell? How much psychic damage does he take?
Right. And then I will. You'll start to see some like black, almost like dust swirling in the area of the 3 guards, kind of centered on this 3rd one. So they will all make a Constitution saving throw.
The lowest was a 17.
Damn it! Nothing happens, I suppose. Oh no! Wait, no, that's a lie.
The cook was good though.
One-liner.
Yeah, cook was good.
Yeah. So they'll take half damage.
Okay.
This is wither and bloom, so it'll kind of creep up onto them and suck some of the life from them. So they'll take 3 necrotic damage each.
And which numbers are they?
4,
Thank you.
3, and the captain.
All right. They take the damage and they seem unfazed by it.
Oh, cool.
Yorgrim.
I think you also went Briggsy, but it's-
I'd call out,
It's my choice.
Hang on, Briggsy, I'm coming.
and I'll run straight up, right in the mix, just to join them. And I'll attack. I'll invoke the maiden and call upon the power of my ancestors. Pierce the veil, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And then I will attack that guy twice.
What guy?
The
Captain?
we're attacking
Big
the captain.
Okay.
Briggsy, big fella.
Yeah. That's him.
I'll do it. I'll do the
Good night, synonym.
the reckless attack.
Yep.
Why is this paper here?
Just that.
Oh, I showed Mace-Ar.
Mace is
Madness on
hiding
set.
I don't want to.
secrets
I don't
over
want to
there.
look at that image anymore.
He's taking psychic damage.
The first attack would be a 15.
That misses.
4 4s. It's all just 12s.
Miss.
Yep.
All right.
Swinging.
You swing into him, but he is able to dodge out of the way. Though he is an older gentleman, he is clearly very fit and very seasoned in battle.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho.
I will step. Wait, hold on, real quick. That was one attack, right?
No, I attacked twice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
At advantage?
Yeah.
Oh.
I missed everything. Unbelievable.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
4 dice.
We need to warm it up in here.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
It
Come
happens. It
I
happens.
rolled a 7 and a 4, and then I rolled 2 4s
here
back to
next
back.
to my good friends, near Briggsy and Yorgrim, and I will look at the guard captain, and I will say, well, I was gonna suggest for you to open it up, but on account of the fact that you've commanded all of us to kill, I guess I'll just say you're gonna die here alone, and the High Inquisitor never loved you. Marius is a lot hotter than you are, and I cast Mind Sliver on him, and I
got
make an
him.
intelligence saving throw.
He now
boy.
has body image issues.
The most deadly of all.
Is a 15?
15 is not enough. He is going to take he's going to take 5 points of psychic damage, and his next saving throw is made minus 1d4, and with that, I would also like to give Bardic Inspiration to Marius as a combo.
Do 1d6?
1d, I think so, right? Let me see. 1d8.
That's a
you're
nice,
fine.
that's a
Beautiful.
nice combo.
Beautiful.
Well comboed.
You say this to him, and you expect to see something on his face. Before the fight had started, there was clear jealousy on his face when he looked at Marius. But in this state, his face is completely placid. It's as if what you said to him had
He's like a
no
fraud.
effect.
Oh, he is a shit. Doesn't do the damage, though.
It does do the
Okay,
damage.
okay.
Yes.
Throw.
Just doesn't have the emotional effect
Got
you
it,
had
got
hoped.
it, got it.
With that is the soldier's turn. The one off in the corner or along that flat edge, is going to move into Farron.
No.
jumps up on the
The
pillow.
one that is off closest to Richard is going to move towards whoever that person is, which is I think Briggsy.
Carl, don't kill him.
Yeah, so
Don't kill
Carl's going
Carl.
to do that.
Come for him.
And then the other one that's off to the side is going to move into whoever that is.
Lethica.
Yeah.
On the table?
Yes.
Probably just around.
Hey, you just put him on the table. It's fine.
Ah,
He'll jump on the
shit.
table
It'll
and
be
just
like-
stab you in the
Yeah,
face.
they're
Pirates
all-
of the Caribbean.
Let's dance.
So the one on Farron
and
is going to miss. Oh, that one's also going to move into Jericho.
Oh, gosh.
Marius is a 9, so that
Blocks
misses.
with my shield.
Jericho is an 8, so I'm going to use this other die. There is one on Yorgrim, and that is an 18.
Okay. Yeah, it hits.
There's
Okay.
advantage on your grim.
They're at normal advantage on me. Because I recklessly attacked, so they'd be at advantage,
Oh,
but then my
sorry.
maiden shroud.
Okay, good. So
puts them
then
at
the
disadvantage.
18
Just
holds,
advantage.
all right?
Just
Advantage.
And
They're
he
just normal. I
takes
know.
he takes his pike and he's going to ram it into you. And because he is at a martial advantage by having his friends next to him, he is also going to enjoy some additional damage.
Some kind of wolf
Pack tactics. That's cool.
It's because they're well organized. and
Yeah.
positioned and
17 points of piercing damage as he rams into
that's
you.
pretty hefty.
Unbelievable.
That's
I rolled really well.
That's a
so
lot of damage. Holy
That's
shit.
I
pretty
rolled
hefty.
really well.
half of that.
Okay, go. I've reduced my cry of pain by half.
Okay, you do that.
Did I say? I meant.
The two on Briggsy are going to
not so
attempt to
bad.
attack him.
round
Natural
up.
1 for one of them, but the other one is
up.
going to be a 21 to hit.
Misses.
What do you mean it misses? Shield! Oh!
Yeah. So your AC is like
yes.
23.
And then the 2 on
24.
Lethica is going to be an 18 and a 16.
Yikes.
I'm going to kill
both
Lethica
hit.
right here. Okay, so they're both going to attack you, and they're also both going to use their martial advantage. So,
I don't know what that means. What is martial advantage?
It's like pack
so it's
tactics,
gonna
but
be
for damage instead of
46
rolling for
and
damage.
2d10. Da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 da.
Devastating.
I hope you can feel your
Devastating.
Cow.
Just
That's
devastating.
exciting.
So,
Let's
You
get
need to
some
start
kill.
saying that.
You can't take the 405 at this hour. It's gonna be jammed.
What the hell?
Sorry, it's one of my favorite Saturday Night Live
34 points of damage.
34?
I drop unconscious.
Do you
Shut
really?
the fuck up.
No, you not.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do
Nikki!
something cool.
No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Don't step on me. Too soft.
All right.
Well, let's take a look at what we got in the old grab bag of tricks here.
That's old Mr. Marius then. If I, guess
I
you have
mean, y'all are playing this like you're not surrounded by freaking 9 guards.
yeah.
was that all of them?
Yes, that was all of them.
All right,
Alright,
so
looks
death
like-
throw from you, friend.
Yeah, because it's your turn. Natural 1, here we go.
You want to do
Are
that
these
thing
hidden?
again?
I don't want to do anything again. So maybe start singing. There's a shrew in my pocket.
Oh,
Fail.
just one fail.
Look at my spells. Bless.
Marius.
Cure wounds, divine favor. What does that do?
Lead a Zerg down the dude, and it'll drop it on all of them.
That's pretty good.
I tried.
Alright,
I had an advantage. I missed everything. It's all on
okay.
me.
I'm going to start by taking 1 attack on 6.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Massive. I think
Yeah,
a
hits.
29 to hit.
Yeah,
Very specific.
it's 16. 18
Yo,
and 16.
That would be helpful in another
So the first
I
hit.
feel like Leathica really wants to be dead.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
She loves
8.
the night.
15
She loves
points of
darkness,
damage.
You know?
You watch as Leathica falls next to you. You see as her eyes roll back in her head. You can barely see it through the mask, and you watch as her lithe body crumbles to the ground right at your feet. And you hear just off in the distance clang of the bell, and you feel that rage, that wrath well up in you as you take your blade and you completely slide it through the throat of this soldier and then whip it around, completely cleaving his head from his body as his limbs crumble and he lands on the ground with a splash.
Lethic, I'm coming. 5, 10,
Gross.
15. I might take an opportunity attack for number 5.
You will.
Uh-oh.
It won't matter though because I'm rolling 4s.
And then I will use
I
my...
passed it. It's just gonna work around your neck.
It's
Mark,
one
I
of
got
these.
it.
One of these D5s is really bad, or
Oh.
D6, D12. One of my D20s is really bad.
And I'm going to use
what I rolled
my
to
second attack to attack number 8.
Okay.
Nice. Big.
24 to hit.
That hits.
Come on. Better-ish. 11, 13, 7 is 20 points of damage to number 8.
20 points of damage?
Yeah.
You, the rage still fueling you as you swing around and you move to the side, dodging an attack from one of these guards and swinging your blade around, cleaving off the head of number 8 as well.
As the blood splashes over my golden and red armor, I take a deep breath. And I pass my turn.
Like a sweet, sweet spit take.
And it is Briggsy.
You just saved my life, at least for another round.
I'm there for you, baby.
Well, there's still one guard there, right?
Lethica's my baby.
We'll kill him. I'll say, come on, Yogi, we can do this. And I'll go in for 2 attacks.
Big boys.
Chunky boys. One misses, I think. Yeah, there's no way. 'Cause I rolled a 4 last time it missed. So 1 hits.
What is it? It's important.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. One is a 26, and the other is a 12.
Okay, well. Yep, no, it is as it is. What, Andy?
I didn't realize Compelled Duel was a bonus action.
Okay, so does that mean you have something else you can do?
Yes, yes.
You can.
Because it'll save Lethica's life.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I feel like
That's fine.
Marius got it.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, wait a second. Does he have a bonus action?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. After I cleave this guy's head off, and I'm relishing in
You
the
can
blood.
hear that bell, and it's making you kind of cloudy.
I look to number 7, who is standing over Lethica, and I point to him and I say, "You and me," and I cast Compelled Duel.
Okay.
So
he will attack you on his turn
Yes.
or now?
Well, he has to roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Well, he's gonna fail.
You
so.
can choose to fail.
With a 2, he's definitely
So he
gonna
just
fail.
he doesn't have to attack me, but he has disadvantage on anybody he
Okay.
doesn't attack. That's not me. And he can't move away more than 30 feet from
Okay,
me.
perfect. Thank you.
That's it. Sorry, I apologize.
No, that's
I
fine.
am not going to
You hit with 1.
Yes, I hit with 1.
Okay, so
that
do the
is
thing.
18 points of damage.
Wow. Holy
Nice, dude.
shit. All right. This is how it's balanced.
That's for my boy.
Hold on, let me make sure I don't have any bonus action.
You use your cutlass and you slice down into this guard. Looking over at Yorgrim, you are focused. Between the two of you, you believe you can take him down.
We can take him down.
He wobbles a little bit on his feet with this slash. It was an unexpected hit, but there is nothing behind his eyes. It's almost as if the person that had been speaking to you, they vacated. They're not in this body anymore.
I won't feel bad about this at all.
And it is his turn, so he is going to turn to you, and he's going to retaliate. His first attack is at a minus a d4. Mike?
Yes, yep.
So he's going to make his first attack.
Oh, no, it's a saving throw. Apologies. If he makes a saving throw, it's
if he makes a saving
it's
throw.
It's minus D4.
Okay, well, I rolled a 9 plus 4, so that's probably not going to hit. A 13.
Nope.
A 20 and a 15.
20 will hit.
Okay, so he is going to hit with the 20. And he is going to do...
35 points of damage.
It is a longsword attack, and he's going to use martial advantage. Because I believe, he's got people within 5 feet of him. So he is going to do...
No, he does. Ooh, he's got a bunch of guys.
1d8.
1 or 2.
Oh no, it's a 1d10.
Oh, let me pull this
so
up for you.
1d10 and 3d6. So that is 6, 13, 14, 15,
Mikey.
16 points of damage.
Okay.
You got
And that's his turn. And he is still channeling his leadership. Whatever he has in him, he calls out again in almost a hollow voice. Kill them all. And you see that they once again embolden themselves to continue to
Put an
attack
echo
you.
on that in the YouTube video. No. Kill them now.
Kill them now.
Rich.
Farron.
All right. I will look at number 5, and I'll reach my hand up and clutch it, and then spread it back out, and some spory type business will fly into his face, and he'll need to make a Constitution saving throw.
For number 5.
For number 5.
All right. Constitution saving throw.
Oh, wow.
He seems emboldened by whatever it was the guard captain did, and he enjoys a buff to this.
Number 6.
15?
No.
right.
I'm just excited. So he will enjoy
Some damages.
some damages.
Ooh.
12.
Ooh, 11.
11 points of damage?
11 poison damage.
All right.
I'll just blow some spores in his face.
He takes the damage. He looks like he's pretty wounded from inhaling this. As he breathes, you can hear the crackling in his lungs. And it seems like the spores are doing some work.
That's all I got.
Yorgrim.
We can definitely take this one down.
I'll roll the same rolls. Just kidding. 21 to hit the main guy.
Yep, that hits.
Nice. And then 13 damage on the first hit.
Wow, all right.
And then I'm gonna hit him one more time. Yeah. 22. to
Yep.
hit.
Yep.
12 damage.
You said 25 damage on the first turn.
Yep.
It's a big shovel.
Also, if you remember last turn, it's 25 damage over
You
the
take
turn.
you take your shovel and whack into him. You can hear the metal of his armor crunching. You can see where it's piercing into his flesh, and he's bleeding from underneath it. He looks like he's pretty wounded, but he is still holding strong against you.
As he's hit, you would see like mists creep from me up onto his person, and they would swirl about him. And he's fucking disadvantaged against anyone else now that I hit him, bitch.
All right. Jericho.
I'll look around, I'll see Lethica fall, and I'll see that Marius is rushing to protect her. And I'll look at that, and I'll shoot Marius a sly smile as I play on my banjo. How he longs to see her face now, her dark and moonless gaze now. He knows she's never late, still anxiously he waits. Patient is the night. And I'm gonna cast a healing word.
Nice.
On
Marius.
I'll roll that.
You can add an additional 1d4 because that was so pretty.
Thank you.
Well done.
And then I'll look at and then I'll turn and I'll say, well, I guess I'll help you along there, fella. Next to the guy, and I'll hold my banjo with one hand, and I'll pull out my sickle, and I will try to cut his head off.
To who? The captain?
No, on number one.
Oh, number one. Thank you.
On number one. Or to kill him as quickly as possible.
I was going to say, you're probably not going to do it this round.
I don't think that's going to hit.
I love bards.
But it's a fun... 13?
13 misses.
Okay, no. Clang. Oh, never mind. And I will heal... yeah, that is... Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. One is going to attack Farron. Oh my god. 13? No! Okay, so that one misses. Can you make it the big one, Rich? Because I'm having really hard time saying it.
10 points of healing.
And so then there's one on Jericho.
That's meaningfully important.
The one on Jericho is going to hit. There's one on Marius. That's going to, or not Marius, sorry, Yorgram. That one misses. There are two on Briggsy.
Look.
The first one misses. Second one misses. And then there's one on Marius. And that one is going to hit.
Okay.
So there are two that hit, and that's one on Jericho and one on Yorgrim. And so they're both going to use their martial... No. The one on Marius can't use his martial advantage. The one on Jericho can. So he will be using it. It's 1d6 and 1d10. And they're hitting with their pikes. So Jericho, you're going to take 9 points of damage.
Oh, gosh.
And Marius, you're going to take...
I was kidding when I tried to cut your head off.
You're going to take 8 points of damage.
Roger. I'll roll for concentration as well.
It's a prank, bro.
Beautiful.
Probably.
It's a prank.
As long as I don't have minus to my concentration, which I don't think I did.
That's your concentration.
Lethica.
+3.
Oh, am I up?
I think you were healed, yeah.
Awake.
You're awake.
10
No,
points of healing.
I mean, is it my turn?
Yeah.
As you awake, you see the shining golden god standing over you, just murdering people covered in
Covered
blood.
in a cloud of blood. I like it.
His pecs are doing that
I
punchy
like what
thing.
I see.
The Terry Crews thing.
Yeah, the punchy thing.
I'm on the ground and I'm looking up at. I see that the person who took me down head is right next to me.
Yeah.
And
Looking at you.
Give it a little wink, and then I look up, and on the table above me is this other soldier who is looking like he's about to come down onto Marius, and without thinking, I just reach out with one hand. I don't say a word, but I attempt to word of radiance him. Oh, I have to say that. Literally, I have to say a word. No!
And what number?
7.
Constitution saving throw for number 7.
Yep.
Okay. No, he fails.
Outstanding. That will enjoy some shadow damage. 5 points of
Oh,
radiant damage.
beautiful. This motherfucker getting sick enough.
Oh, yeah. No,
For number
that's the
7,
correct
yes.
number.
He takes the damage, and it jolts him back a little bit as he's blasted with this radiant damage. But he is staring at Marius. His focus behind those empty eyes, his need to kill is for Marius.
Can I shimmy away and then use half of my movement? I see that he's focused on Marius, and I'm wondering if I can get away without an attack opportunity.
Because of compelling duel, I will say yes.
Okay, I will.
He is not even looking
Get
at you.
over
He is a
here.
mindless
And then I will
thrall,
stand,
essentially, at this
And
point.
I will put myself up against
Easily manipulated.
the stone wall and
Yeah.
get my bearings and just sort of focus on what has transpired since who knows how long has gone by since I've been knocked out.
Right. Sir Marius.
I'm locked in combat with this guy, and I'll notice that she's scooted away, and I will say, "Well done, Lethica! Now on your feet!" As I strike this guy. One attack. Ha! 17 plus 12 is gonna hit.
That
Or
hits.
sorry, 8 plus 12 is gonna hit.
Excuse me.
Come on!
Oh, I strike this guy. Ooh.
Damn it. 17?
You, watching Lethica move away emboldens you as you slice through his stomach, and completely whip your blade to the side as his entrails spill out onto the table with a soft thud.
As he hits the table, and then I relish in the sound of his squishy organs
Bloody
hitting
entrails.
the table, I step from behind the pillar, Coral! And I make an attack against him.
Number 4.
Another 17. This die just loves rolling 17, so that's going to be 25 to hit.
That hits.
And as I strike him for 12, 13, 14, 21 points of damage,
How do you want to kill Carl?
I rear back as I'm running at him, and I say, "Tenant number 6, Carl, think ahead!" and I cleave him in two.
You take your sword straight down on top of his skull. With a loud crack, your blade pierces into his skull, and you split his head in two.
And that's my whole turn.
Bye, Carl. Briggsy.
Who's laughing now?
I will just go back into this guard captain and keep wailing away. Yeah, I need to. Okay, 2 19s. Wow, if I had cursed him, those both would have crit. That would have been juicy.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna tell you right now, he's got 1 hit point left, so...
Well,
And also, we should be saving our shit.
Woo!
Did you hit him with 1 hit point?
what?
Did you get 1 hit point?
Oh, he rolled all zeros.
I did.
Well,
They're all on the
That's sad.
diagonal, perfectly
That's
pointed up.
unfortunately.
No,
Put the barrel of the voodoo gun in his
So
mouth.
can I redirect my other attack to
no.
the guy next to him? Okay, got it. I kill him. I cut his fucking head off.
You swipe your blue duvade, your voodoo blade.
I love blue duvades.
Oh my god, it's a knife.
That's a
You
tricky tongue
swipe your
twister.
blue duvade down onto his neck, and you slice through, and he begins to sputter as blood spills down over the top of his plate armor. His head lolls to the side as he gurgles and burbles and falls to the ground dead. And in that instant, you watch as all of the remaining guards begin to blink. Their eyes go back to their normal colors as they all begin to look around. And some of them yell, and you see one of them look like he's about to pass out. And all of them are immediately going to drop their weapons, put their hands up, and start backing away.
Can't leave any loose tongues.
No witnesses.
Do you have a pause in combat?
For all intents and purposes, sure, unless you want to keep killing them. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Enough!
They threw down their weapons
Yeah,
already.
they threw down their weapons. They once they saw what was happening, they come to and they see this scene that they weren't willingly participating in this. They see their guard captain completely covered in blood, his throat cut. They see Carl's headless.
Carl's just in two.
Carl has his head split in two. Their heads rolling. They are shocked and horrified as they're backing away. You can tell that they're shaking, afraid to even speak.
I'm gonna point at the trapdoor that we came through into the underbelly, all these tunnels, and I'll just find somewhere else to be.
They look between all of you to see if anyone seems to be moving towards them, as they all begin to walk towards the door. And as they 5 feet, 7 feet,
Not
they
that
turn
big.
and
I'll
run.
put my sickle back and I was like, "You're lucky I'm really terrible with this thing."
So they leave the way that we're trying to go.
No, they leave the way
They
you told
leave.
them to
Okay,
go.
The trap.
They're
door.
not going to fuck
The
with
way that
you.
we came.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like get the fuck to
They're
your room.
they're
Go to
heading
your
back to go to your room, and they are quickly running and moving that direction.
As they leave, I will go to put my blade in its scabbard, and I can smell the blood on it, but I'll steel myself and wipe my blade clean, and then sheath it.
Marius, that was some mighty fine work. You okay?
I did what had to be done.
Well, that was impressive, and it made me think of a tune just now. Dee-nee-nee-nee, nee-nee-nee-nee, and I'll continue. Crimson haze, it's old Carl's brains. Lilac eyes, he don't seem quite sane. Thought is funny, laugh but I don't know why. Marius is going to strike this guy. I give you bardic inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, that's amazing.
well, that's a thing that happened.
Well done.
I'll be very quietly after I see that the guards leave. I'll say a short prayer and just letting everyone else get their own bearings. But I'm deeply hurt, and I will attempt to heal my own wounds in the same way that I've healed Hugo's just hours earlier today.
So you're easily able to do that.
I would actually like to. Can I use that to bardic inspiration?
I would say, you can get a double. You can.
I'm going to use my bardic
them both.
inspiration on you, and you can use that to heal.
Give it to Left.
And you
I don't
can
need it.
Oh, you can add a bardic inspiration.
Yeah,
to
it's
healing?
a new feature.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah, you
called
take it.
Magical Inspiration, and so you can add an additional D8 to that.
max healing.
Also, in another timeline,
So plus D8.
you could have sung that song to Marius, and the lyrics could have been "Excuse me while I kiss this thigh."
Oh wow, yeah, that's good.
Bring it back for a prize.
Thank God that timeline didn't happen.
I'll shut the door behind the guards, and I'll go over to the table, and I'll start dragging it. Can somebody help me out here?
The organs are sliding off the table as you're pulling it.
I'll move over
I'll
to him.
help as well. The three of us will move the table.
I want to just drag it in front of the door so that in case they
Yes,
get
you're able to
charmed
do
by
that.
a fucking pigeon again.
I am quite tired. and
Roll
hurt.
an investigation check for me, or a perception check for me, please.
Should be like a million.
Bad.
Is it over 10?
No.
All right.
I don't think so. I don't think I'm proficient in anything useful. Oh no, I am. Holy shit! It's still an over 10 though. It's 8.
Oh.
Nice try. Nice try.
All right, I think we better get going then.
Agreed. Is everyone okay?
No. I am very hurt. I have healed myself to the best of my ability, but I am quite tired, magically, and I don't know if I have the ability to support you all in this coming fight.
I have to be honest, I heard you whisper max healing and I thought you were fine.
Those two cards in one turn did 79% of my magic. And I have less HP than I did at that time.
Well, I think that maybe what we should do is see if we can find clues and perhaps take a rest in this room. Unless if we feel like we can.
I think you would feel like this is the safest you're going to feel. And so if you need to rest, this is the place to do it.
I wouldn't mind a rest. I mean, frankly, I'm tapped out of my
Why don't we
voodoo.
Why don't we rummage around in his corpse? Riggs, you good at that?
If you insist, yeah.
Just be careful. Everyone else we've killed with lilac eyes has erupted into worms or something horrible has crawled out and attacked us.
Yeah, I want to check his mouth for like pigeons or gold teeth or whatever else he might have.
It is not physical healing that I need. We could take an hour and I could bandage my wounds, but without my ritual of prayer, I will not have my usual powers.
We're not waiting here for 8 fucking hours. That's what you mean.
No,
I mean, it is what it is at this point.
I will. I'll walk over to you And how do you look, like description wise? I mean, like you look real beat up.
Whatever the wounds that the guards did are half healed, and I could probably, if we took an hour in the form of a short rest, meta speaking, mechanically, I would be able to get myself up to where I need to be. That's not my concern. The fact is that I'm spent, and I don't know how to pilot clerics very well yet.
Right. Well, either way, if we're gonna take a short rest, I will take your hands in mine, and I will whisper a short prayer and use my channel divinity turn the tide. So if anybody is at less than half health, then you get 1d6 plus 4.
Oh shit!
But if you have more than half your hit points, it doesn't work for you.
Oh, damn.
I'll say, given the niceness of the situation, you may all heal for that.
Wait, no, hold on. Do I have?
Are you listening to me?
What?
Yeah.
I think that was a beautiful RP moment. So I'm saying, regardless of what your health is at, you may all heal for that.
Thank you.
Oh, when you Mary's to punch me in the face.
Make sure you get my backside.
1d6 plus
1d6 plus 4. So I'll roll it if it's because it's for everybody.
Yeah.
9. Not bad. Almost max.
That's almost max.
Almost max.
I'm full.
And so with that, I want you all to roll a group investigation check for me, please.
Don't mind if I do.
How many gold teeth do I find?
Oh, natty 20 for old Briggsy.
I mean, you find a number of regular teeth in the heads
19.
that are littering the floor.
Oh, plus 0. Ooh, I'm not the smartest, am I?
You said
16.
investigation? Yeah, 19.
20.
8. Jericho?
Investigation. 3.
So 8, 8, and 3?
Yeah.
You got a natural 20?
I did.
All
Just
right.
fucking around
Plus
in the
0.
side of the room.
Yeah, I heard that.
Table bros.
Table bros.
We're like laser
The
focused.
table bros do seem to have a better time investigating this room, while the Jericho and the Lethicas.
The Jericho.
The Jericho. Oh, yeah, the
We
Jericho.
prefer Lethikai.
The Lethicai are cleaning up, moving bodies around, etc. But the table bros are able to find what appears to be a ledger that seems like it's important. It documents what and who is coming in and out of this place. You're able to find that on the guard captain. It's a small logbook, and looking through it, you see crates that are coming in of some kind of substance for the High Inquisitor. You see that a goat was delivered just recently.
Oh, God.
You also see that there are many, many instances of someone known as Mr. Hat that is coming to call on the High Inquisitor. And last, but definitely not least, you see the logging of Zephyrine Mirabelle in the lowest recesses of the dungeon is where she was taken to. So you know your destination is down and not up. I will say on top of that, the logbooks about the crates, you do notice that there are some crates in this room. And as you open them up, you see that they are filled with this strange gray stuff that definitely does not look delicious. But it does seem to be some kind of edible something, and I would say that's what you get from it.
Why was the goat delivered?
And that Mr. Hat was provided special guard privileges, and most of his visits were in the wee hours of the night.
This isn't the first time that we've encountered a goat skull. Surely it must be being used for some ritual.
It was delivered live. I think that sacrificing it has more power.
In my travels, I've found that goats are often sacrificed for religious purposes like this, for power. I'm not sure why goats specifically, but I would guess this is the same.
I mean, either way, it makes sense. I mean, we know she's an hag. And we know they're all about goats.
Can I investigate, like, just look closely at the gray stuff and pick it up and see what it is?
Yeah, and I'll say we'll use the group investigation roll. What questions do you have about it? I'll answer.
What does it taste like? No.
No.
Oh my god, it's delicious.
Like, can I get a sense if it's like a natural, like if it's something that has just been like a processed natural item, or if it's something that's been like mixed together?
It's definitely something that has been mixed together and
Okay.
created.
Can we short rest while I do this?
Yes.
What do you think about this entry about Mr. Hat? Only one person around here I've seen with a hat.
Who's
Oh, he's got the big bishop's hat.
Yes, quite large.
Oh, wait. We know exactly what time he was last here. Let's compare notes.
That's shockingly smart, Briggsy.
When was the last time Mr. Hat was logged, and does it line up with the last time that we saw the bishop leave the cellar?
No. And so I imagine that you would realize that cellar trysts are probably not logged here. This is when he came to the jail itself.
That's in the black book.
I would say, however, you do know of a time when he had been here, and there are markings of the Archbishop having shown up.
Oh, stupid idea, sorry.
Yeah, obviously, it was right here in the book.
I know.
But I would also say you're probably smart enough to understand that he might be in there under two different names, because who needs mystery? Mr. Hat is the bishop. You got it.
If only it was mystery.
I'm just saying, like, the guards aren't going to be logging every time the Archbishop shows up as Mr. Hat. Like, that wouldn't make sense. But when he's showing up for personal reasons, he had a code that only some of the guards would know. You know what I mean? So yes, you got it. You figured it out.
Well, maybe it's him. I don't know.
Wait, do we actually figure it out?
Yeah, no, you actually figured. Mr. Hat is the bishop. That's just what it is.
Oh,
Hey, we did it.
we figured it out. Oh,
Well, that was easy.
See, you had a very smart idea. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks. I mean, so it sounds like we gotta look for Zephyrine down. So this dungeon goes deep. Are you gonna play a tune or anything? Can you do that?
Yes, I suppose I could. Sir Marius, your heroics really are inspiring. Let me.
You're singing all the songs about this guy.
Well, I mean, he's the one. Maybe if you had inspired me with a shanty, I'd sing a song. And if also the lyrics really matched up well, and
And with that, you guys have had your. I just want to remind you, it is 10:30, and we do have some stuff to get.
you know what? I'll take a verse
Let's
about
maybe
me.
brevity some of this.
I'll take a verse about old Jericho. Among the fields of straw and stover, a scarecrow's works ne'er over. Life's a violent stream, longer than it seems. Lonely is the night.
Song list. That's
A single
56,
tear rolls
right?
down Marius's cheek.
What a haunting tune.
Thank you, Jorgen.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
How dare you?
Really?
Really?
I watched that whole fight again today. I had to.
As we near
Was
the
that
end
the
of our
fight from
hour
the
rest,
Darlings?
my wicker armor drops to the ground.
You can always recast it.
Oh. I don't know if I can. I think it's only once a day.
Oh, well, you're borked.
Yep. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
Yes, I feel much better now.
I pray that we do not run into any more innocent gods.
If we do, I propose we attempt to steal. And if they find us, I suggest we run and see if we can make our way beyond them.
Agreed.
Alright. Let's be stealthy like and continue. Based on this book.
We steal and we try to look for Zephyrine.
I give
For the sake of
advantage to
brevity.
Marius.
All right, roll stealth.
Ooh. So that counters out your disadvantage, right?
Ah, shit.
Stealth.
I got a very mediocre 10. And I think I have no plus to it, because that would be bizarre. Oh, nope, I got +1. I have an 11.
Okay.
Pretty sneaky like.
18.
Oh,
Stealth.
oh.
Yep, we're stealing.
19 for me. 16 for me.
18.
All right. You are lucky your friends rolled high.
A little cling clang action from Marius.
And also brevity. But
Truest ally.
you leave this area and you find yourselves in what appears to be long corridors of cells. And for the most part, it seems to be devoid of guards. It seems almost if the guards that were on duty were slacking with the captain in the room that you had just been in. And having killed the majority of them and sent those that had, those that survived off into the tunnels underneath, there aren't, at least that you've seen yet, there aren't any guards out pacing. You don't know when the changing of the guards will be in, when new guards would come in, but for right now, all seems quiet except for the screaming, moaning, and crying of those that are imprisoned here. And this is fairly awful. The smell of defecation is overwhelming. You see that outside of the cages or the cells are plates of moldy breads and hardened cheese and goops of that disgusting gray goop that is clearly not delicious. And you steel yourself against the begging and pleading of these people for their freedom. And you see in some of these cages skeletons, partially decomposing corpses, people who are succumbing to severe starvation. And you have to turn away from it because your destination is down. And so you continue to make your way down through layer and layer and layer deep within the earth of Cyril, until you finally find yourself in what you imagine is a place where they keep some of the most overlooked of the prisoners. And it is here that you are met with the sound of a horrifying silence. Whereas in most of these cages, whoever had been imprisoned here has already succumbed to death. And it's cold. It's very much deep within the earth. You see that the plates here, some of them have fresh food on them as if they'd put it out, not even realizing that the person in that cell had been dead for 10 years. You see the skeletons within that have clearly fully decayed over many, many months. And it is as you get towards the very end that you hear a whining, wheezing voice. You don't want to go in there! And as you look, a haggard, emaciated old man is clutching the bars of his cell as he's looking out at you. That's the torture chamber! You don't want to go in there.
Have you seen anybody go in there recently?
That's where they took that woman. They're taking her to the room. No one that's gone to the room ever comes back. You don't want to go in there.
How long ago was this?
Maybe a day, not much more. Damn. It's too late for her. Turn back. You don't have to take me with you. He's shaking and old. I ain't got time left in these bones. But for your sake, turn back. Turn back.
No, this is really terrible to see. I think we gotta let him go. Brooksy
You can see that his the pants that he's wearing are far too big for him now. He probably hasn't eaten in months, and you can see the stains where he's clearly defecated on himself, and he's shaking. You can see all the veins just under his skin. It's so paper thin that it's almost translucent.
Does it look like it would be possible to free him?
You could try.
We can't leave this old feller here. What's your name, feller?
I wrote it down. Corbin.
Oh, Corbin. My name is old.
I prepared for this moment.
My name is old Jericho Sticks. You can call me Jericho. Most folk do.
He reaches out his shaky hand. His fingers look unusually long with the way you can see the bones in them. Name's Corbin Giles. I ain't no witch no matter what they say.
Thank you for the message.
And I will, from my backpack, produce a ration. And
you didn't have to do that.
Unflap the wax paper.
Please, no, you must.
He looks at it, he licks his lips, and you can see that you should see saliva on his lips, but his mouth is dry, his lips are cracked. There's nothing there to wet his lips as he reaches out and he grabs the cake and cracks it and starts to chew on it a bit. Oh, I feel like a right young man. Sweetheart, this is delicious.
When was the last time you had water? I'll pull up my water skin. Please.
You're an angel sent from heaven. He reaches out and he...
I don't know why we feed this guy and nobody else, but I mean...
He,
I think everybody else is dead
I
already.
shoot the log.
I thought you were shooting him. I was like...
I thought you shot him.
No!
That's such a Briggsy thing to do.
He reaches out and he's spilling a little bit of the water on himself. He's so shaky he can't really hold it up to his mouth, but he gulps it down and... Oh, you are an angel sent from heaven. May Fultus praise you and your family and friends, my darling.
Indeed, thank you. I'll take the water skin back. Briggsy, he's the one who has told us not to go into the...
You shoot the lock?
Yeah, shoot the log.
And you shoot the lock and it cracks and breaks. This is an old, rusted lock. You imagine Yorgrim, with your strength, you probably could have ripped the door off its hinges with enough thoughts of Billy, the butthead or whatever you call him.
Good old Billy.
And you're able to, the door itself swings open and you see as he shambles a little bit, his eyes alight with wonder. I can't believe my luck. I don't know who you are, but you got a friend in Corbin Giles.
You weren't imprisoned for, like, mass murdering heroes, were you?
No, my family turned me in as a witch because I wasn't willing to give up my farm.
Well, not anymore. I just thought of a song to sing about Corbin Giles.
The Lich Corbin Giles.
And all,
If you watch Feywild, you know that Derek does not trust this fucking voice.
And I'll look at him and just very genuinely touched the fact that this guy is so seemingly so terrible compared to all the other prisoners, and I'll play my banjo a little bit. You're not a prisoner, you're a free man, and your blood is your own now. Don't care where the past was, you know where you're going. Out! Get out of here, Corbin!
I'll go.
And I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration on him as
Don't go in there, whatever you do. Run! You get out, and if you ever find yourself right outside of Folson's, I've got right outside of Cyril to the northeast, I got Corbin's farm. You come by and you get yourself a nice apple pie.
We will find you there, Corbin.
I don't think we'll need to, but good luck.
He
buddy.
pats you on the back and you watch as he shambles off. You can hear the bones in his knees creaking as he walks, but you freed Corbin.
Good miracle, that guy makes it 3 steps.
You don't want fucking pie?
Fucking pie? As opposed to what other kind of pie?
With Corbin's groans of aches and pains, his arthritis clearly getting the best of him as he makes his way up the hundreds of stairs he's going to climb to get out of this thing before the changing of the guard.
Bardic Inspiration.
One of those...
It's silence in here as the only
if Corbin
prisoner.
Dies, I'll kill you.
No, that's I always like to say there needs to be like at least a win. Corbin's your win. Corbin will make his way back to his farm.
Oh, I was gonna say, any of those raving lunatics in the streets gonna try and fuck him.
Oh no, he's gonna be like go to escort quest in World of Warcraft.
You have to follow him all the way back to the entrance. And RP walk the whole way.
We accidentally accepted it as we were at the boss room.
I'm sorry, I know we were all put on the quest, but I'm going with Corbin.
All right, see ya.
And with that, what stands before you now is the door to what Corbin told you was the torture chambers.
No way back. This is it.
Let's go.
You first.
I will attempt to open the door.
I'll be right behind Marius.
The door's easy enough to open. It seems like there's not as much there's not as much security down here. They imagine anyone that could make it this far with the guards on duty
Rip.
would need to be down here in the first place. And so there is no lock. You're able to open the door itself, and you are met with a room that smells absolutely rancid. The smell of festering blood and bodily tissue. You see all manner of torture devices, Iron Maidens, racks, anything that you can think of is here. There are these large spikes sticking out of the wall where you still see partially decomposing bodies stuck to. And it's quiet. There's no one alive in here. There's one door off to the side, which looks a little, almost blood-stained, a little darker wood. The formation of it is a little bit different, and one of Corbin's sentences reverberates in your mind. They took her to the room. No one comes back from the room. And it's past that door that you hear a thwap, thwap, thwap.
I would look to the gang and motion that we need to head over there, towards that door.
What's that thwapping?
Can't hesitate now.
Somebody's through that door.
Get ready.
Our path is set.
Be very quiet.
He just fired off a gun.
I
didn't know we're here.
Keep the silencer on.
You begin to walk towards the door, and you notice that on a table, which was clearly a place where people were flayed alive, you see a hat, one of the Inquisitor's hats, and next to it, a letter with a knife stuck through it.
That seems important.
Pick it up.
You pick up the letter, and you see the words, "I saw what's down there. I'm sorry for everything I did. I didn't want any part in what's going on. Foltis, save my soul and my family."
Do we want to go in there?
Yes, we don't have a choice, but this is going to be very bad.
I mean, we could just fucking bail.
No.
I'll take the knife.
Okay.
We double your resolve, please.
What's the hat look like?
It looks like the Inquisitor hats that they all wear.
Oh, okay, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
We must
Like the
steal
Van
ourselves.
Helsing hats.
Okay.
You're stealing?
Well, I meant steal like
Yes, I know what you
Tweez.
meant.
2 each
Like
instead of
right.
EA.
Gosh, I hope Corbin's
You
okay.
you
With
reach out
extra
with a little
E.
bit of hesitation, and you slowly open the door, and you're immediately met by what is making the thwap, thwap, thwap sound. There is a man hanging by a rope in this doorway. He has decided to end his life in this manner. You can see no hat atop his head, as his body dangles from the ceiling here. Beneath him is a cavern that just stretches down, and a wooden ladder up against the edge. So it's a doorway with an entryway. He's hanging in it, and at his feet is where the ladder is to go down. His body just thwap, thwap, thwap.
So he's fresh.
You imagine hours at most.
I'll pull out my sickle. I think we should get this fella down.
I would walk up and like hug his body, hold his body.
I'll cut the rope and just
Okay, you're easily able to do
Laying
that.
down.
And the way down to what you have been told is the room is completely open to you.
I will stash my sword and shield and begin to climb down.
what the fuck? Gosh. And I'll follow Marius.
You make your way down the ladder and through rough-hewn tunnels until you find yourselves in a large room. There are tables up against the walls with scrolls and other things, bits of storage. It's clearly some kind of magical room itself. In the very so against the walls are bookshelves and tables filled with baubles and potions and scrolls and papers and other things. In the very center of the room is something that you have seen similarly before, is the arcanic writing on the ground in that purple coloration. And in the very center, just like you had seen in the Crooked House, is that strange headless effigy body with a goat skull where a head should be. You stare at it. Those clothes look so familiar. Something about this looks so familiar. And then you hear a strange squawking sound. And then thump, 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 thump. As Marius, you feel something hit up against the side of your leg. And as you look down, the head of Zephyrine Mirabelle looks up at you in an expression of eternal horror and pain, her severed head now leaning up against your pant leg. All of you look down at it for a moment as you then look up and to the side, and sitting in a large plush chair on the very edge of the room, one leg kicked over the other, is clearly High Inquisitor Mayville. As you look down at this head and you see that the cheeks have been carved out of her skull. You can see the sides of her teeth clearly showing to you. And as the High Inquisitor looks at you, you see she takes a beautiful silvered fork and knife and cuts up 2 pieces of fresh flesh. As she pops it into her mouth and chews, she slowly starts to unlace her boots. She just looks at all of you. And you see that sitting next to her on a plush pillow is that strange familiar, that pigeon-like familiar with the human face and the human hands. And as she chews up the flesh, she turns towards this creature, makes a strange sound as it opens its mouth, and like a mama bird feeding her chick, she spits the flesh into her familiar's mouth. She kicks the boots off of her feet, and you see where human feet should be, 2 beautifully pink pigeon-like feet, as she looks towards you and smiles. And that is where we will end the session.
Someone fucking called it last week. Someone in chat called it. Well done, Nikki. Thanks for running the session for us.
Thank you for playing in it.
Holy smokes!
Oh,
I'm so upset. We were too late. We were red herringed and we were stalled. We didn't make it.
I wonder if we had just gone. I guess I don't know. How could we have gotten through?
We wouldn't have known.
We wouldn't have known how to get through the door.
We couldn't have. We would have had to just like go in through the. Oh God.
But even if we go through the front of the jail, how do we know how to get here?
We don't.
We'll save it for later.
We don't.
We'll save it for what's coming next.
Next is Adventures in Chill, where we discuss the session and talk about our favorite moments. We theorize, so stick around. We'll be back with this campaign on Tuesday. And we have our patron hangout coming up later this
27th.
month on the 27th, which is a Sunday, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And other than that, yeah, I think we're back to our weekly cadence here.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for
it's been
staying.
fun. Thanks for staying.
Yeah.
So we're going to cut over. Good
Don't go
night
anywhere.
if you're headed out, but stick around for
Guys.
Adventures in Chill.
I think that Mayville is the third hag.
No.